Fam! No interruptions. None of those things that life gets in the way of football to be bothered with the day we're back. And good news is Lance, it is being said at his best workout yesterday. Hey, listen, in this part of the season, everything is fun, okay? But, surprise, the quarterback controversy is still the centerpiece of media conversations regarding the Niners. Jimmy G, meanwhile, is hiding out somewhere, getting over a surgical repair to his shoulder, and probably having lunch at Hooters on a daily basis. I get the feeling you never hear people, Jimmy, but I'm sure he loves it this way. Just you get it. Let's leave me alone, guys. I go to this. I'm always the guy every summer. Let somebody else take a turn. And in that case, the media, meanwhile, has went to Plan B, which indeed involves the second-year QB and assumed 2022 starter Trey Lance. Tonight, we'll be taking your phone calls for your take on both the continued media speculations of Trey Lance and Kittle's tireless defense of his young QB. You gotta love George, man. George, if George is your teammate, you got a dog. You got a dog to defend you. But anyway, Anthony Lynn was asked what he saw in Davis Price, Tyrion, that excited him about adding this particular back to Coach Shanahan's offense, right? So Lynn told reporters via the Niners' official YouTube channel, quote, "We studied him in the draft, and we liked his skill set. We liked his size, his speed. We just thought he could bring an element to the game that maybe we don't have right now, the physicality part." Trey Sermon, are you listening to this? What are you thinking, Trey? You know, wouldn't it be something if Trey? Oh, everybody's got that Davis Price name in their mouth. Ain't nobody talking about me. With good reason, Trey. I don't care what anybody says. You weren't that good last season. In fact, I gave up on you about week 5 or week 6. So, well, your competition, your work is cut out for you now because Elijah Mitchell, neither one of you guys is going to beat out. But Tyrion, Davis Price, he could put you on the practice squad. Anyway, but we're not getting rid of Trey, though. No, because we're going to run out of backs. Shoot, let me see, week 10, somewhere between week 10 and 12, the 49ers have a shortage in their backfield. I'm not saying, Ronbo, don't be no bad luck. I'm just saying, each and every year this is the case. Each and every year. We don't miss a year. So, Trey, it would be nice, though, if you broke out in the beginning this year instead of dragging ass. Anyway, but let's get on over here. Trey Lance is heading into his second season in the NFL, as you know, after being on the field for 179 snaps in 2021. But that hasn't stopped reports from emerging that there's a concern about Mrs. Lance's baby boy. George Kittle is rushing to the defense of Lance, though. Speaking with USA Today's Mackenzie Salmon on Sports Seriously, Kittle said that the people reporting that there is concern might say they have their sources, but they have not seen Lance play. Kittle said, quote, "The people that are talking aren't in the building every single day, so how much do they really know?" See, he goes on to say, everyone has sources. Oh, I know this. You guys aren't in the building. What really do you know? Question mark, unquote. Meanwhile, we'll ask about the reports. Lance was quoted saying, "Not my job to care about what you guys say. You guys, unfortunately, aren't the ones making decisions for me." He should have said fortunately, but he said unfortunately. "You guys, unfortunately, aren't the ones making decisions for me or really have any effect on me," again, in the most respectful way possible. And Lance dropped the mic and walked off into the mist. He says, "But I know everyone's got strong opinions one way or the other. Like I said, I'm going to go out there and try to prove people wrong, prove myself right, but I'm doing it for the guys in the locker room," unquote. See, at some point I want Trey to just ignore them. This is one thing I did like about Jimmy. Man, people could say what they want about Jimmy. Big smile on his face. He just walk in and walk out. I think that is more hitting back at the media than anything else, because that shows, guys, I don't give a damn what you're saying. We're going to the playoffs or something. It doesn't matter what they say. T. Lance also informed us all that he was hampered for much of his rookie campaign by a finger injury. T. Lance, per 49ers web zone, quote. And we actually saw that on the media display the other day. Towards the end of the season, I wasn't the best version of myself overall. It was a long season, a long pre-draft process of me not being in school. Everyone says it's going to be, but you don't really realize it until it happens, unquote. Remember that Matt Lombardo tweet that set the fire under Trey Lance as far as the media goes? Kittle was asked about that May 5th tweet by fan-sided national NFL reporter Matt Lombardo. Lombardo wrote that he heard members of the San Francisco staff have been, quote, continually underwhelmed by Lance. ESPN analyst Booger McFarland added to that by saying, also expressed concerns about Lance's NFL future, as have analysts this offseason. Too many so far, okay. GK compared T. Lance to Josh Allen earlier this offseason on I Am Athlete and continued to praise Lance's talent and is quoted saying he has an insane ceiling and has made some incredible plays in practice, but that he just needs reps. We all pretty much knew that. But the media doesn't care. They're not going to wait. They're going after him right now. GK further said, quote, he didn't play in a ton of college games. There's guys that play in 48 college games before they come out. I think he played in less than 20, and so it is what it is. He's got the play, he's got the ability, he's got the charisma for it, he's got the character for it. He just needs to go out there and play football, unquote. The most recent reports out of San Francisco have been positive. PFF's Doug Keed reported yesterday that was believed to be his best practice of the season, unquote, and said Trey has impressed team personnel in the offseason, contrary to what's being said by others. It's all media hustle, though, because had someone said this toward the middle or into the training camp, it would actually mean something, right? If we're hearing every week, Trey Lance this, Trey Lance that, and it's all negative. Well, of course we're going to say, nothing's even happened yet. And they're jumping on the dude already, You know me. I don't put up with people just going after the quarterback to be going after the quarterback. So this is already pissing me off as well, 49ers just started OTAs this week, wrapping up their third practice on Thursday. Doug Keed is hearing that the last session was Trey Lance's best. Unfortunately, there's no way to verify this since only Tuesday's practice was open to the media. We'll have to wait until next week in order to confirm if T. Lance has shown improvement since that open session. Nevertheless, the report that the organization is pleased with Lance's progress is promising, considering how much scrutiny he has been under this offseason and how much speculation there has been surrounding his readiness to start. But, this is just that is a natural byproduct of his experience. That's all there is to it. This is going to be said until he comes out and proves otherwise anyway. So assumptions are going to be made because you got guys coming out of school, as George pointed out, having played a lot of football, and they still struggle. So, you expect Lance with even less experience maybe could hit a road bump, but maybe not. It's not promised. It should not be assumed. Keed was asked if Lance could be a top quarterback in the NFL, an exclusive club to try to break into with Brady, Mahomes, Rodgers, Allen, and several others considered the top players at the position. Keed responded with saying, quote, Lance has the tools both physically and mentally. Now, this is what you hear about Trey more than anything else. He has what it takes to be a star. He goes on to say that's why the 49ers took him where they did, third overall in the 2021 NFL draft. They believe he can be a top 8 quarterback. And they're willing to let him prove it by trading Jimmy Garoppolo before the season. He just needs more reps and some fine-tuning on his mechanics, but he's not a complete project. He still comes with a relatively high floor. And playing under head coach Kyle Shanahan will certainly help him reach his potential. So, unquote. Keed is unsure if Lance will break into the club of elite quarterbacks. He went ahead and admitted that. He acknowledges that there isn't a large enough sample to come to that conclusion or form an opinion about Lance just yet. As he continued by saying, quote, there isn't a ton of information on to base Lance's projection on. He earned a 90.7 overall grade, 88.7 as a passer, and 76.6 as a runner in his last full season, 2019, at North Dakota State. He earned a 56.7 overall grade on 98 total snaps in the 2021 season last year, of course, and a 59.9 overall grade on 179 total snaps during the 2021 regular season. That sample size will likely grow in 2022. Chris Sims is the one who really went to work on him. Trey's gonna have to get out there and really. What we can have to hope for though is that all this ringing in his ears doesn't affect his game. He relaxes, stays confident, and then the coach has got to keep him grounded on that. Don't trip on reporters. Just get out there and you do what you do, and we'll be fine. We'll take care of it. We're going to set you up so things are just fine. But fam, based on what's being said, how do you feel about George Kittle being a gallant guy he is, going out there and sticking up? Because George is pretty much the most vocal, but this is George. You've heard a few things from other guys, but not much like George. George is usually the front guy, and this is why the media is always coming after him, because they know he will respond to any of their questioning. But if we were to ask you the same question, you're walking down the street, and they come up to you and ask you, what do you think about Trey Lance? Do you have any thoughts floating around in your mind as to what to expect from him so far, about the finger you've heard? That had a lot to do with last year with some of us who thought that, I'm not seeing anything to really blow me away. We heard about the potential. We heard about the tools. We want to see them in action, and to make an assessment from there. So, with that said, let me put on my ears. Let's go check out Dre. Get in here, Dre.
What up, Ronbo?
Trey, man, it's always about the quarterbacks of the 49ers. Every year we got something going on. And Trey probably says, man, I heard about this organization, man, but I didn't know I was going to walk in there and it's going to go right to work on me just because Jimmy ain't here. Hey, Dre, but I know you're a big proponent of Trey. Any of these things worry you? There's some of the things that are being said. Are you confident that everything's going to be all right?
Nope, because his haters are starting to backtrack on what they say. Chris Sims, to be exact.
Yeah, Chris is rough.
Yeah, he went backtracked on what he said about Trey. Jesse made him backtrack in the post. He posted something to him on Twitter, and he read it out loud on the show, and he apologized and backtracked on what he said about Trey. So there's a couple of people starting to backtrack now. Now that the Niners are starting to come out and stand behind Trey and show that he is the next quarterback, coming up, and Kittle standing behind him. You're starting to see film of him showing who he is, his personality, him explaining why he looked so poorly or looked so unexperienced last year was due to his finger, and he has to find a new way to throw. So I thought all of it was great. Everybody got to know Trey a little bit better, got to know his personality. We got to see him. He really is working on his mechanics, though. I shared a graph on Twitter where the guy had showed a graph last year compared to this year. So his quick throws is not so much of a wind-up. He gets the ball out a lot quicker and everything. So it's pretty good for me. And he processes information quickly. It's all love for me. And his head is not moving as much as it was last year. So it shows me that he's going through his progressions without, leading the cornerback or the safety to where he going to throw to. So that's pretty good for me. I mean, he's still a rookie. So.
Yeah, it's just going to be timing. She's got to go through all those things that you go through in order to be able to say, whoa, so that's what happens when you do this or when you do that, So we still got to go through that.
Right. That's what I was telling everybody. I said, well, he's still going to go through his growing pains. Don't get me wrong. He's not going to come out. Because what everybody got to fail to realize is Patrick Mahomes, he may came out and dogged and won his little Super Bowl or whatever. But if we looked at him over the last 2 years, he has really been a low-key a shell of himself. whenever the defensive line get after him, he started looking like he running from ghosts.
You know,
And Tyreek not there no more.
yeah, but you know what happened though with Mahomes? Defenses started to figure him out along with. They started setting things up. If you do something the same way a lot, then of course the defense is going to know how to take that deep pass, because that was pretty much what the Chiefs were all about, dropping that ball deep downfield.
Of course, Ronbo. But you know how everybody in the NFL is saying that Patrick Mahomes is the next thing since Tom Brady. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to be the face of the league after that first year, and all of a sudden, things went south on him, and Tom Brady came back and said, "No one thing. I'm the GOAT, okay, and you don't get to take over this party till I leave." In that following year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he still, what people didn't realize is Patrick Mahomes, he didn't go through no rookie roles. You know what I'm saying? And now it's catching up with him. I prefer for Trey Lance to go through everything he needs to go through early rather than late, like Patrick Mahomes. I would prefer for him to be a Josh Allen than a Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying, if I had my preference. Because it's going to catch up with you 9 times out of 10. But I ain't here to hold up the line tonight, Ronbo. I just came in to say thank you for everybody for this platform. And you're a great man. Shout out to production and shout out to the faithful in the chat. Y'all stay blessed.
Thanks, Drake. Appreciate you, fam. I'll see you Sunday. All right.
All righty then. You stay blessed.
You too, fam. And there he is. He is the Chicago sports talking. Well, he represents Chicago. It's Michael.
Detroit worse than everybody.
I've not seen your boy. I didn't see him last time. I was kind of surprised.
He's a ghost. He's a ghost, but
yeah,
he's not on the news line. I heard. I didn't get my 2 thoughts about it. I heard some 49ers player was not too happy with a individual reporter.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about our favorite guy, Grant Cohn, and yes, Javon Kinlaw does not take criticism well. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to think of the last one. I asked about this the other day. Michael, you ever see a player? I've never seen one go after a reporter quite that strenuously. And if anybody should be going after reporters, it should be the Dallas Cowboys after Stephen A. Smith. I've never seen anybody attack Stephen A. like that. Javon, whoa, man, he went nuts.
I mean, I've seen people go off at press conferences, but never have I seen somebody go off on somebody on their own YouTube channel. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, walking up and during practice, circle back behind him. And can you imagine? This dude is huge, Michael. He's huge. And Grant's probably just an average-sized guy. And there he is. Javon Kinlaw's looking down upon you. Hey, Javon, what are you looking at me like that for? I mean, you know what I mean? Somebody call 911. And then things, But Javon didn't actually get hostile from what he says. He said he just asked him about, a few things, and things escalated somehow.
Pretty much. I mean, here's one thing that you don't want to knock on the devil's door. That's basically, here's the thing about Grant that maybe some people don't understand. He is an instigator. He loves drama. He loves it. So why do you think he put that link, that StreamYard link for Kinlaw? Why do you think he did that? Because now that Kinlaw clicked on the link, he's on news headlines. Like everywhere you go on like news sites, you always say, "Oh, did you know that Kinlaw went on Grant Cohen's show and cursed him out?" Yeah, that was crazy.
You got a good point. There's no need to air these things. That could have been something between you and Javon. If you aired it, I need to know, why did you do that? That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, we already know why Grant did that, because he's an instigator. But for Kinlaw's sake, I think he was just tired of hearing him blaspheme of other players, not just only him, Debo, Eric Armstead, like multiple Niners players have already came out and said Grant Cohen is a bad person. Like I believe they already told Kindle up, dude. Just let
Yeah,
him
I hope
stay
so.
on his side of the field, and
Yeah,
we'll stay on our side of the field.
yeah. As a player, you're gonna get ridiculed. I mean, some of the greatest players of all time in every sport have gotten some real nasty things said about them. You can't expect it to be peaches and cream all the time. That's not going to happen. When that does happen, though, just let it roll off. Let it roll off. Don't. That display on him and Grant with food flying out of his mouth, and he kept repeating himself over and over, saying the same thing, and they went back and forth. Remember, like it was in high school, or junior high, for that matter. You guys are grown ass men. Remember that, man. You guys hang up the phone, Grant. Why don't you guys talk about this without us? I'm kind of thinking that while I'm watching. Because all it was a fight.
Yeah, it was a fight, and the fact that Grant Cohen said, "Oh, I hope he was hitting me so I can just retire today." I mean,
Well,
dude, imagine being hit by a defense. Like, I don't know how tall Grant is, but I think he's probably a little midget by my size of you. But getting crushed by that big dude, you're gonna spend like almost an eternity in a hospital.
no, you don't want to be hit by that kind of guy. And besides, you don't know how many times he's going to hit you. Those are the kind of guys that if they lose it, it's going to take a lot of guys. What is he, 300 something pounds? How many guys is it going to take to get, and he's in a rage, how many guys is it going to take to get that kind of guy off you? You want to remain diplomatic at all
It's gonna
times.
take the whole. It's gonna take the whole entire bloody team to hold him back.
No. I don't know how his level either, Michael. I don't know how crazy Javon can get. So that's why you don't know him. Like he said, I don't know you. God.
Exactly. I mean, I'll give Trey credit. At least he'll just say if I was a football player, I just say to a reporter, just give me the questions and get out of my face.
Yeah. I wonder what is there any standard that the player? I know they have to come out and they'll be fined, but when you walk out there, is there a demeanor you're supposed to uphold? You can't overreact to reporters because they'll make you crazy and make you look bad most of the time because they're going to ask you things because they want to do that. They want to get under your skin. They want to make you react. This is news.
At the end of the day, Grant got what he wanted. He now is on the headlines. Now everybody I guess give a round of applause to Grant because he got what it look. At the end of the day, he instigated a situation and now he's famous. Congratulations, Grant.
I think it shook him up a little bit. I don't think Grant's going to bother Javon any more than he has to from here on out. Maybe not hear a little thing. He'll praise. I suspect my projection he's going to praise Javon the first chance he gets, and that gives him license to say something normal if he should not have such a stellar game. Is my thinking. I don't know. We'll see.
I guess so.
But anyway, let's. Hey, Michael, I'll be back Sunday. Always fun talking football with you. We'll see you then.
Detroit worse than everybody.
Don Burns checked in since you have to.
All right.
He's
All right,
compared
Don
you and
Burns.
Tony.
Bears are better than the Lions, and we're sweeping the Lions this year. That's all I gotta say. Detroit worse than everybody. One last time.
A great time. Have a great night, Michael. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, man, you know
Ronbo.
Yeah, Tony.
Goddamn thing. Hang on, let me put my seatbelt on, Ronbo.
Yeah, you can't get away with that, especially in
Otherwise, this thing's gonna not stop beeping. Yeah.
especially.
Sorry, brother.
I wonder if anybody's ever. Actually, I do. There's been moments when I got in my car, I was in a hurry, and the beeper went off, and I did not put on the seatbelt, and I did actually forget to put it on. So it's a good thing. You got it on?
Yeah,
So, Tony,
mate, yeah.
okay, so here's the thing. We've not seen anything about Trey Lance. Now, early on, I was always, but it was an affectionate thing with me. I just said, look, you guys, you assume that Trey Lance is going to come in and just wear the league out. We need to temper expectations. But the media is taking it to a level probably where it's inappropriate. And that's what they do. If anything we know about the media, they're all about sensationalism. They're saying Trey can't do this, he's not that. He's only had a few minutes in college. What are we expecting? And all that type of stuff, right? Honestly, though, Tony, you've never really given me your full thoughts on that. Is the media on anywhere near target? Is George Kittle's defense one that you should take a little more serious in the media? The thing about George is never going to say anything bad about any of his teammates. He hasn't. I've never heard him say anything. So what are you thinking?
George is the PR man, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
That's
like,
a good way to put it.
Ellis is the mediator here on the Ronbo show.
He's done a good job, too. The guys who come in here to cause trouble have simmered down.
As far as Trey goes, I think the person we need to thank for his progress is his locker mate, Jimmy Ward.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy's been giving him a lot of shit. You know, they've been throwing shit at each other, like, you know, you can't, you know, don't throw the ball towards me. I'm gonna bust your ass.
And what Trey said, I'm going to throw the ball deep regardless of whether you're down or not.
I'm going deep today. I don't care whether you're here or there. So Jimmy's sort of like, in a way, in a real friendly way, he's just keeping him in check. You know what I mean? He's forcing him to become good, if that makes any sense.
You know, he's challenging him, and at his age, that's a perfect thing to do.
Yeah, that's the word on it. He's challenging him, and I think friendly challenges like that only make you better. And when Trey's out there with the ball in his hand and he's about to fire the rocket, soon as his eyeball sees Jimmy, that will be going through his head. And even though it's a friendly, it's training or whatever, he's still not going to want to lose to him, you know what I mean? Because he's going to go back, he's going to have to sit next to him in the locker room. Jimmy's going to say, I told you I'd pop a cap in your ass.
You know, the fun thing about that is they'll be going back around, and Jimmy's probably going to get him a few times because he's a polished vet, right? But as long as that doesn't break Trey's heart, you got to continue, because Fred Warner had that issue with Trey last year during practice. He said, because he went after him really hardcore. Man, when you scared to throw the ball, throw the ball. You know, you ain't helping us none. And that got into a thing. And Trey even said during the press conference, he's talking about Jimmy, and he says, and some of them disrespectful things, although Fred Warner said. I said, good, you got mad? Good.
Yeah, well, that's just going to sharpen him up, Ronbo. You know what I mean? That all they're doing is, you know, Jimmy and Trey, they're just sharpening each other up. And there's nothing wrong with a little bit of friendly competition during training. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah,
but
you can't be afraid to throw INTs too. This is the thing 49er fans have got to get over. When you have a quarterback that occasionally throws INTs, as long as you're not losing ball games, that's not always a bad thing. I don't want a coward out there at quarterback. He's got to run risk. You're only going to get the glory if you run those risks.
And the other thing, I think, well, we don't seem to forget, but the other bonus that we have is he's going to be training against one of the best defenses in the league.
Yep.
So
it's
that's going to sharpen him up a hell of a lot too. You know what I mean? So, and Shanahan, like I said, I'm sure he's going to put him out there in the preseason games, have a look at him, and then just, you know, make up some, what do you call it? You know, some plays that suit him.
Preseason, though, it's probably going to be kind of basic, vanilla, but, you know, they're going to have a play here and there to see if he can execute because he is somewhat of a rookie. Tony, that's a good point. It's going to be interesting to see what Shannon has him doing. Are they going to keep it basic and vanilla? Are you going to run something every now and then just to test and see? Because the gripe on him is he doesn't really have a short game. He's working on that. But you got to have it with Shanahan. You got to have a midfield game.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. And look, like everybody says, he's a young kid. He's got a long career. He's going to have some growing pains. That's inevitable. He might even have a slump. After 1 or 2, 3 years. A lot of quarterbacks that happens to players.
Like Mahomes. Yeah.
For whatever reason, they might lose interest in their position or whatever the case may be, or oppositions figure them out and they need to come up with new things to, new weapons to bloody new ways to throw.
Or
to
you
their
lose one of your favorite guys. Yeah, that causes problems. Let's say if he likes Debo, he likes Ayuk a lot, and they came up lame this particular week, and that's always a possibility, right? And now next week he's got to readjust.
That's what separates the men from the boys, Ronbo.
Yep.
I mean, you can't just have one person that I love him, and then the bloke's injured and you can't. No, that doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
That's
I know exactly what you mean.
Separates the superstars from the lamos.
So I can't wait to see Rodgers this year without Devontae. I can't wait. All right. Devontae was getting 80% of the Darren's throws. This is going to be interesting. We'll see.
Yeah, well, Rodgers, Jimmy's owned him for the last, how long? Couple of years.
Yeah. I love it. Tony, you and I've got to fly to Australia. You got to come out so we can hang out for 2 or 3 hours and talk football. The time runs out on us really quickly. I'll be back Sunday though.
You know what, Ronbo? I'm in between houses now. I'm looking for a house, but when I get settled in, mate, you're welcome. Just bring your family, and you don't have to pay for nothing. No, just buy your ticket, and I'll meet you out here. And we'll do the show from the beach or wherever the hell you want.
And the first thing I want to do is I want to go wherever the rules are. I want to see those guys, what they look up close.
That's easy, mate.
All right, Tony. I'll talk to you Sunday then, okay? Cheers.
All right, brother. Shout out to everyone, and see you in the next chapter.
Looking forward. All right, Tony.
Cheers,
good day. Cheers, Tony. All right, let's go check on Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel, the media is not going to take a break, and they could be talking about our defensive backs. They could talk about our offensive line. There's lots of places they could go to start. They won't. They're still working on our quarterback. Now, some of the things they're saying due to the fact he hasn't got any experience. And Bethel, you look at George Kittle out there just always running interference for all these people. Because George's got experience with the media. He should be running interference. I do like that. Are you appreciating that? And some of the things that are being said about our new quarterback, are they out of line? What are you thinking?
Well, yeah, because they still haven't really seen, and I've been seeing that I've seen that people are starting to bet that Trey Lance is going to win more than 9 games.
Is that bet going already?
Yeah,
is that Vegas?
A
or
lot
just...
of people are starting to go that way.
Yeah.
Because they know that the schedule we have, and if he's going to start improving in every game, and then the people he has in back of him, he's going to become a better player. So.
Yeah. It worked for Russell Wilson, Bethel. Remember, Wilson came into the league. Yeah. He was good, but not like he is now. And that stellar defense made sure to keep the other team's points down and kept Russell on the field. Hopefully, we got the same scenario. Hopefully, got the same thing happen with us.
Yeah. Yeah, and then another thing that I was watching something and Grant Combs said, something that, kind of interests me. And because he said that the only reason he talks bad about players is because they get the most views. That's the reason that he does that.
Did he? Bethel, did he say that?
Yeah. Yeah, he said that. He said that to his dad. And when I heard that, I'm all like, come on, dude. Like, you know, this is supposed to be your job, and you have to be more professional. You know, you have your YouTube, you know, you could do whatever you want in YouTube, but if you want more views just to talk bad about people, that's not right.
I don't.
You should not be.
Bethel, the worst thing is, don't let people find out. That thing about, if he hit me, I would have been a rich man. Don't print those things up. And don't let people, if you're talking to your dad like that, then keep that between you and your dad. Why is it? Maybe he's got a bug in his house, and everything he says and does, it gets published so we all know, oh my God, you don't want to get caught up in those kind of conversations.
Yeah, they just. I guess it was because I guess somebody had a question for him, and he answered it like that, and I think his dad's the one that asked him that question, and he answered his dad like that. Yeah. So he even I think he even called out Pat McAfee because Pat McAfee was saying that he should get his, congressionals, out, and he even called him out, and he said, "Oh, if he wanted the truth, he should just call me up and talk to me."
Okay, so we can by Bethel, just what you just said, we can go ahead and just assume that Grant likes this. Bethel, but can you imagine? You got people saying these things about you. He already says. I did see it one time on Twitter. So, you guys got to know this is not my first rodeo, and I was just thinking. It was the last time that he got in trouble with somebody. He does like to get in that kind of trouble, but it works though, Bethel. We're all talking about Grant all the time. It's not always a good thing, but we're talking about him.
Yeah, he reminds me of a heel where because I hear a lot of people say if you meet him in person, he's a really nice guy, but when he's on YouTube, he's a different person. So, he's, to me,
on Twitter, he's a nice guy too.
Right there.
Well, no, you talk back and forth with him. Yeah. Grant's a nice guy. He's a man with a plan that he's going to do what he's doing. So yeah, I even told him yesterday. I says, you know what, Grant? I know you're serious because he came in and apologized. Why do people believe me when I said? I mean, why do really believe? Because he's trying to make it sound like a joke that I would actually antagonize a guy like that in order to get paid. I like Javon. I don't want to get him into trouble. He's going on and on, and I hate to laugh, but Grant, I know this is serious, but you know what? If I had the capability, I would put you on Netflix. We'd have a series for you, and both of us would get rich. I've never seen this party. I've never seen him like this. Grant doesn't apologize. He doesn't try to convince you otherwise of whatever you think. He actually relishes it and feeds it, makes it get worse, and that's what he likes to do. But when he's sort of like walking it back, I was shocked.
Yeah, it's probably because he's seen his career's on the line. And when your career's on the line, and when players come out like ex-players, like that from other teams come out and say stuff about Grant Cohn, then that makes Grant Cohn look bad. So if
does that matter to him, Bethel?
People are not gonna want to talk to you.
Well, maybe. Oh yeah,
and
that could be a problem.
Because then nobody's gonna want to talk to you, and now, what you're going to do, you're just going to have YouTube. And I'm seeing, I'm scrolling, and I see that he's live, and he doesn't have a lot of people like he used to because of it. So, it really affects you, so he's being humbled right now, and he better, take this, really good, because even Jerry Rice is getting into it. If you see him with the other basketball player telling him that he doesn't have any rings,
Charles
he should
Barkley. That was. I just saw the tweet and read the caption. Are they talking about Grant? Or I thought he was talking about Charles.
No, they're talking about basketball. I think Charles Barkley was talking about basketball team,
Yeah.
and he told Jerry Rice was telling them, do not judge or do not talk about
you don't have any rings.
You don't have a ring. Yeah.
You know what? Charles Barkley and not Charles Barkley, Charles Barkley and Karl Malone are going to go down in history as two of the best power forwards of all time, but they never could cash it in. That's the way it goes. That sport is mean. Bevel, we're out of time.
Yeah.
I'll be back Sunday and looking for you.
All right, Ronbo. Like always, great show.
Thanks, man.
Punch the like, and let's go Niners.
Yes, indeed. I can't wait for the season to get started. All right, man.
right.
Have a great night, Basil.
All right, you too.
And there he is, one of the founding members of TNT. It is Trey from VA. Trey.
Enough is enough, all right? No music tonight. There's not going to be any shooting cuddly. No, this is disgusting. I've been watching. I've been listening. I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to come in. And, this soap opera, this drama, what do you want to call it, Ronbo? Do you want to call it
a fiasco? It started off as a drama, and now it's elevated to a mess.
You know what I actually, shout out to TNT, shout out to production, shout out to you, brother Ronbo.
Thanks.
I need an immediate installment because this situation calls for it. Do you mind? Should we go old school on this?
I see no problem with that. And now we turn the clock back to those moments in history.
Oh, yeah.
As we come to update, it is Let Me Holler at You. Go ahead, Trey.
Javon Kinlaw, you've shown more fight in an interview than you have any time on the field that I've seen anytime soon. Recently, you got a lot of spunk, you got a lot of charisma, you got a lot of chutzpah, you got a lot of balls. You said you got big balls. I don't see that on the field. You're real tough in interviews. You're real tough with reporters. You're real tough with guys that don't have anything to do with the job that you're supposed to be doing. But instead of hitting the film, hitting the weight room, hitting the treatment, getting your body right, being in shape, and focused on the season, you're worried about somebody on YouTube. You're worried about somebody saying some things about you. I'm concerned with the fact that you're not out here making plays, but you've got time to go out here and worry about what somebody had to say. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm tripping. The priorities may be different.
No,
maybe
a lot of people share
know.
your same thinking.
I don't know. Because it feels like everybody got the game wrong. Everybody's sitting there thinking or talking about, well, this, that, and the third. He shouldn't have said this. How is he playing on the field? What does he look like when he do what he do to get paid?
But Trey, this is like he's a little insecure. And remember last year when he left, I'm gonna come back stronger, and I'm gonna prove all y'all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know people was talking bad about him before he left, though.
We're talking about a bigger issue, Ronbo. Now there's another issue that me and you could talk about that maybe not everybody else understands about the way that interview went, because he definitely didn't handle that the right way, he didn't handle that the right way. You know. But I just feel like he should have done things a lot differently. But the main focus should always be the best focus. The main focus should be on the field. So I expect to see 16 sacks this year. I mean, he's talking big talk.
How many? Did you say 16?
16. He got big balls. They swinging and they hanging and they going everywhere. I want where they at. Where the plays at, man? All that other stuff, man. For real, man. Forget all that other stuff. But here's the most important thing. Let's get to some good news, though. You want to hear some good news, man? Because that other stuff, that sounds kind of crazy. But you want to know the good news, man? This is Trey Lance's team. It's officially over. 49er faithful, it is T-minus 30 days until the 49er poster rip down of Jimmy G when he's traded. Ronbo, are you going to hold a special show for that? Are we going to do the peel it off real slow?
Yeah.
Real slow? Okay, good.
Music and everything, right? Lights.
But more importantly than that, the guys are getting to throw with their quarterback. They're learning. The guy that actually answers the phone. The guy that actually sends the text messages out instead of ghosting the team. You know, but that's the leader you want. That's the guy you love, right? That's your guy, right? The guy that goes to team, won't talk to anybody, right? That's your guy.
He's been that way for the entire time he's been here. I don't know what.
And that's the way you want your franchise quarterback to handle things, right?
No, I don't know Jimmy beyond a
It's
certain
real. It's giving me Jay Cutler vibes, Ronbo. Real Jay Cutler-ish, you know.
Yeah, but Jay.
Yeah. I don't like that.
But Jimmy has a rapport with the guys. What he does when they're not together is very strange. It doesn't.
You know what everybody's going to come on in here and say? You know, Jimmy took us when we were trash from Brian Hoyer to the Super Bowl. You know. I know.
No, Jimmy, the players love Jimmy. Well, if it's anything, I'm mad at Jimmy because he doesn't. When they text him or whatever, he could respond. He does it to Coach Shanahan too. You know? I don't know what that's about. I don't get that.
He's too busy to respond. We don't need that. But Trey Lance, let's talk about, before I get up out of here, let's talk about the finger. Trey Lance led the NFL last year, Ronbo, in a stat, which is hilarious. You know, it was only a minimum of 15 attempts, but Trey Lance led the NFL in yards per pass at 11.3. Now, when you say that that's the Kyle Shanahan offense, I beg to differ that is not the Kyle Shanahan offense, Ronbo. We're talking about. He also did you know that Trey Lance had 131.6 passer rating on yards over 20 yards in the NFL with a minimum of 10 deep passes.
I didn't know that.
But hold on, wait a minute, Ronbo. That's deep yards. Trey Lance also had the longest yards in the last 4 years in the Kyle Shanahan offense in his single game with a broken finger. What I'm saying is this. You keep on saying this is the Kyle Shanahan offense. It's not. In Washington, Kirk Cousins threw deep. In Houston, Matt Schaub threw deep. In Atlanta, Matt Ryan threw deep. Can we stop this? Derek Anderson threw deep.
Trey, just so you know,
can we stop this?
I just want you to know. Did you see the difference in receivers in both of those clubs you just mentioned?
Really? Cleveland has some good receivers?
Cleveland.
Houston has some good. They had Andrew Johnson. I mean, but we don't. We don't have Debo. We have IU. Debo had 1,400 yards receiving. You're going to say he got him the ball. I think Debo.
Cleveland had Josh. Yeah. Also, they had a tandem in Washington. One of the fastest guys in the league.
Who did they have in Washington, Ronbo? I remember Chris Cooley, but who?
Chris in Washington.
They didn't have any big.
No, they had the best tandem. Pierre Garçon. And who's the other guy next to him? I believe he ran a 4.3. You see,
but they weren't big time receivers.
Yeah, here's the thing. No, he is. What's his name? Is definitely a big time receiver. He was ahead of Garçon. They both had 1,000 yards. Here's the thing, Trey, and I still stick to this. Jimmy Garoppolo came in and had a makeshift wide receiver room. They gradually got better. His best year was when he finally got a second-tier wide receiver. He had a better season. So I'm never going to go along with that argument. Never.
Are we still going to talk about 2017, Ron? Really? It's 2020.
Julio Jones is one of the best in the game.
But you keep saying it's Kyle's offense. No, Kyle does the best with what he has. You have a quarterback that can't throw deep. Throw deep, then you go short.
And I want you to stick to that. Stick to that because in this year, if indeed, because Kyle does, you don't want a medium range game. You think that's not Kyle's game specifically because he's going to work to the strengths. And Jimmy Garoppolo is indeed one of the best guys in the league at throwing between the numbers. Right now, if we don't have
we're going to structure the entire field.
Okay.
The thing is, Trey Lance can do both. He can go over the middle, but he can also hit the 30 yards, 40 yards,
all right. 50 and he's got the receiver to do it now too. You know, so I got no problem with that. I hope he does.
I appreciate the time. I know we're going to have to get out of here. Production, I appreciate you guys.
I love arguing with you, Trey, because you always give me plenty of counterpoints. So you get back in there as soon as you can.
And look, I will, man. I appreciate you having me tonight. Shout out to my TNT family. Shout out to everybody. But look, whether you're on this side or that side, we're about to have an explosive offense. Yeah. We're about to go back to the playoffs. Yeah. Anybody that thinks 9 games, we won 9 games with Jimmy G. Remember, we won 9 games. Remember, Trey Lance won that game.
But we had a much easier schedule, right? You know the schedule. I'm just telling you the truth. The schedule is rugged. We got. Don't we have the fourth most difficult schedule in the league?
That's because we play in the NFC West. That's the main thing.
You don't think the AFC West is going to be difficult?
That's the only hard division we play. That's 4 games out of 17.
We got to deal with the Bucks. We got Trey. You know what? Trey. Don't fool yourself. I hope we do
I'm
well.
not afraid of none of these people.
I know you ain't, but I'm just saying. Don't get crazy with we gonna whoop everybody.
You've been living in fear for far too long, Ronbo. It's okay. You can throw the ball downfield. Right?
Okay.
I'll talk to you later,
hey,
brother.
I hope you're right. I really do.
Hey. 14-3 because it ain't Jimmy G.
Yes.
Later, right?
Give me 15-2. I like that even better.
Run out 100-0. You know why we're talking about this. We're gonna have a good time this week, man. But enough of the doom and gloom. We know what time it is, man. All right, brother.
Winning time. All right, Trey. Appreciate you, fam. Oh, yeah, I'll be back Sunday if you got some time.
All right.
Oh,
all right, yeah. We'll be back.
All right. Oh, my God. It's a Ram. It's everybody's favorite Ram next to Rudy. It's cool as can be, marketing pro. Marketing pro, what could you possibly want to say tonight?
What up? Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that bust Kinlaw. What a scrub he is, picking on Grant like that. You know, the Rams fans sympathize with Grant. We welcome him to the Rams Nation. If you want to join the Rams, you're more than welcome. And, again, the last caller was delusional. He needs help. All this talk about Trey being the king of the West. I mean, he ain't proved nothing yet. And Emmanuel Acho from Speak For Yourself is getting calls from the 49ers locker room. He's been told Trey ain't it. So there's a lot of problems in the locker room. So you 49er fans, just slow it down with Trey. Give the kid a chance. He hasn't started one whole season, and you guys are 15 wins, 14 wins. Are you kidding me? Ronbo, you know you don't believe that.
Well, no, I don't. But you know what? But what I do believe is the team is solid all around him, and that may be fine for this year. I don't know how many wins it's going to produce for us because you have the same schedule as we do. That AFC West is, I don't care what anybody says, and I ain't being no coward. That division is like trying to drive through. I mean, that is going to be rough. Market Pro, did I hear a bleep?
Yeah,
oh.
I mean, again, Ronbo, I got the 49ers winning maybe 4 games. If I'm being nice, maybe 5.
Right? Market Pro, which 4 games are you talking about?
Ain't going to be against the Rams.
You do stand-up when you're not in here, don't you? Your timing on your lines.
Ronbo, now, here's the thing. You know why? You know why it's the Rams' opportunity to Pete? Who's in their way in the NFC? Aaron Rodgers by himself. Ain't no Devontae Adams there. No, we gonna walk right over them. Seahawks rebuilding.
Slow.
Rebuilding Seahawks, and then we got Trey Lance. This guy's the king of the West. Really, you kidding me? The kid needs 2 seasons to even get it going. And just look up Emmanuel Acho, what he said about Trey Lance. He gave him the lowest grades out of the last year's draft picks. So, Ronbo, be honest. The 49ers, at best, will win 5 games next season. Rams going to 2-peat, baby. I'm not 2-peat.
Man, get off the phone, man. Ronbo, get him off the phone. He's slow.
That is enough, Ronbo. He's had enough time on the 49er program. They didn't call into the show when we were whooping that ass 6 times into a row. But all of us, well, maybe.
Market Pro, he has a good point there.
Shout out to Marketing Pro.
We didn't meet you until recently. Ellis.
This is Fairweather fan out of here. Let's continue the program, man. They done, man.
Market Pro, you've been voted off. But Market Pro, if for no other, you do offer comedy relief. That's why I said you got to do stand-up because your timing is impeccable on some of the lines you deliver. Marketing Pro left anyway. That dude, boy, his voice, his tone, his remarks, his comedy is ridiculous. Alice, come on in, man. Since I'm trying not to laugh at him, but the boy kills me. If we beat the Rams this year, Marketing Pro. Hey, Marketing Pro, if we beat you this year, you make sure to come in here, check in, and say, yeah, y'all had me dead to rights, man. You know what? But we still doing this. Give us your excuses. Give us our moment. You owe it to us for coming in here and having fun like you like to do. Ellis. Ready to go is urging him on. Ellis, where you at, man?
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, your boy
I'm right
came
here.
in. Yeah, your boy came in and it left after he had his little fun. Let us get back. Grant, if somebody gets this message, Grant, that Marketing Pro and some of the Rams fans have formed a coalition that if he doesn't like being our guy, that he can be their guy. Ellis, let us stop this foolishness. Yeah. What's up? What are you thinking here?
Your hate. Well, it's the haters always like the leftovers.
Yeah.
It's like that fake ass friend of yours that you had that wanted your ex girlfriend.
Yeah, and you're right. And truth didn't be known until a little later, and he's still hanging out. Come on, man, I'm your boy, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Ain't nothing but, bros before hoes, man. Ain't that right? No.
Pick up your teeth, brother. Pick up your jaws on the floor, my brother. Pick that. Go ahead and pick that thing up.
God, hate that. But anyway, Feb, I'm we're looking at the Trey news media continue. This is gonna follow us right into week one. It seems like that's going to be with 49er quarterbacks. They scrutinize and spotlight us, regardless as to what's going on out there. And George Kittle, maybe we should have a new award for George Kittle, who always flies in on that media when they start in on the 49ers. What are you thinking?
What you mean as far as all the players going, talking about Grant?
Well, not that. Well, no, I mean, not just Grant particularly. I mean, I'm hearing about. I didn't even know about Acho.
I'm taking pictures.
And then of course you got.
I'm taking pictures of Debo at the game.
Yeah, was that George? George was doing that with
Debo at the game.
Yeah, George he's Mr. PR.
Hyping everybody up.
Yeah, George is.
I mean. Yeah, George he's having fun. He's having fun. He likes to he likes to keep it going and just bring a little excitement, a little just a little. He likes to add to the pot. Even if it's not doing it directly, he's kind of like, oh, you guys look, he's closing up on Debo at the game, courtside with JV. He sees everybody talking about, oh, Debo's got off a plane in San Jose. Is he coming back? And, getting everybody excited. And Debo,
I love that
turns
about
it
him.
down. Like, yeah. I mean, he's if he doesn't show up, at some point, I'm thinking maybe they have a plan to ship Jimmy out or just cut him and then sign Debo, and then whatever he gets fined, they'll just waive the fines and call it a day pretty much.
No,
I mean, that's
if there is fines. Yeah, I was say he's not obligated to go to OTAs. I just feel that doesn't start until the next camp. Right?
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. If he decides to hold out until then, is what I'm saying. Pretty much is. He's probably not going to show up. But hopefully Debo's working out. You don't want him. I don't want him coming back. I don't want him.
Hamstrings got to be loose.
He better be working out. Yeah, he better be working out, man. Because we give him the bag, and then game. He doesn't make it to week 3 or 4. Then everybody's going to be breaking their television sets. So we got to make sure that Debo's. Well, Debo needs to make sure that he's got himself together. While he's over there, playing hardball. But as far as the Javon thing and all the other stuff, man, I'm glad it's over with, at least for now. It's a little
There's been an intermission, so we got some calm for the moment. But yeah, I was listening to Grant earlier. He was talking with his dad, and his dad said, calling Javon a stand-up guy and all this other stuff. They gotta protect themselves, because he doesn't want Grant to have an early exit in getting into it with the player. So, Grant's going to have to take a little bit lighter of an approach and be a little more
not so condescending.
Less confrontational. And,
don't.
Yeah. Think I'm scared of you, Javon? Think I'm scared of you? Think I'm scared of you, Javon? We know you're scared of Javon Kinlaw. What are you talking about?
I mean, most people
and
would
even if
be.
you're not scared, you know you can get folded like fresh laundry. So calm it down. Okay, just calm down, champ.
There's because you're really right. Don't go for bad in that kind of a situation.
You know what I'm saying? Just my G was going. He was going in, man. He couldn't even help himself. He just went ahead and just he took the bait. You know what I mean? And Grant was having a good time. He ran it up. He ran up the bag on that. He got a lot of views. He got some more, he got some national attention, more attention than
all the way to New York
maybe his own daddy even got,
Bleacher Report. Everybody's writing about Grant. Yeah, So mission accomplished if it was just to get the attention.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did, man. He was successful. He was really egging it on and stuff like that.
I've not been hiding behind. I've been telling him, you know what? That was hardcore entertainment, bro. I ain't lying, man. You know what? As I told him, you could have a series. Grant actually could have a series, The Lives and Times of Grant Cohn. I'd watch it because I was thinking, because Grant he doesn't need a script. Reality TV with Grant would work because Grant is going around saying and doing things that are going to draw heat. That's what he does.
Yeah, he's got some Max Kellerman and some Skip Bayless, like potential. So don't be surprised if Grant ends up getting on, in one of those shows. Kind of positions. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, Ellis, you're right.
One day.
I would, if I had a network, I'd have him on. Who would you have opposite of him?
I would have to actually think about that for a minute. I think initially he could start solo and then maybe add somebody as it goes by, as time flies.
Because he could be the next Jim Rome, or
Jim Rome too. Yeah, Jim Rome too. Forgot about it, Jim. Yeah.
But I want somebody to bounce off of him and let him defend his position. Like you see Skip back when he was with Stephen A. Even Shannon and Skip is good. Skip is like really annoying, and everybody's opposite. It really is good because Skip Bayless is a Cowboy fan. That's what makes him annoying for me. But I like Skip because he sticks by his guns, and I think Grant would too, knowing that you couldn't reach around there and smack him, right? Like Javon might have.
Yeah. He got a different kind of style, but it's very similar to those guys. So he has something to add to that pool of with his commentary and his verbiage and stuff like that, how he talks, and the condescending, the provocative little stuff that he says, and it's very sarcastic. He's got the perfect blend. But it was needed, and I'm glad that it's over with and out the way because a lot of guys been trying to be nice and being cool and just tolerate it. So and then there has to be some kind of balance. But but there's been a lot of points that he makes, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I just like I said, I hated Grant's content initially. It took some months to even kind of get used to certain, because there were some things that I had agreed with, but there was a lot of stuff where he just went overboard and he would just, he had more of some haterism, but he had to do that to get his likes up. He had to do that to get the attention and get the clicks and stuff like that. So it was perfect bait. You gotta commend him for, completing his mission when it comes to that. But, you don't want to antagonize the players in a physical form because everybody's not going to tolerate that. somebody will put their career on the line. And
well, so that's what I'm thinking.
You don't want to be the guy who is provoking that.
Yeah, that because if we lose a player that we like, and it is because of being antagonized by any reporter, not only Grant, but any reporter, you're going to hate that reporter. Oh, he's going to get really hate because Javon Kinlaw is no longer with the 49ers organization as he had an altercation with Grant Cohn. Coming down through the locker room and details coming up within the hour. And now, see, we're going to say, what? That's already going to get us, oh, my God, no! So, yeah you can't get careful of that.
And if you retire and if you try to retire and go hide under a rock for a while and then, he loves what he does too much to be gone for long, then he'll come back and try to reinvent himself, and then he'll just be looked at as the guy who got beat to a pulp and stuffed in a locker by somebody and got somebody's career taken away from them. And then, just kind of, it just wouldn't be good. I think he needs to stay where he's at right now and continue to do what he's doing. Because that right there is not going to be, even though, maybe the money financially, it would be, advantageous, but it's really not a,
it's not an option you really want to take. Fam, I'm gonna look for you on Sunday and we see what the 49ers do on the field. We're talking about Grant way too much.
No, I know. Yeah, let's get out. We get out of this. When we come back Sunday, I'm not going to talk about it no more. He said he's not going to talk about Javon anymore. So we're not going to talk about the Grant situation, Javon, anymore, man. Let's get back to the Niner football. And I'm glad to hear about Trey, though, having a great day today, his best day. I want to hopefully get to see some visuals of it. I didn't get to see anything, but, that's what we need to hear. So it's right on time.
There you go.
Peace and love, Brother Ronbo. Thank you for the platform, as always.
Hey.
Shout out to the faithful and, all the fellas and the ladies out there. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, wipe your feet. Marketing slow and we're waiting for y'all to get your platform going, man. Where I'm encouraging it now. You know what I mean? Even if it's, it's genuine, but it's because I want you to get the hell out of here. So, at the same time, it could be a little mixture of both. But go ahead and get a platform started already. Damn it! YourLife.com.
Shout out to the squad, fam. I'll see you Sunday. All right. Listen. Hey, Tony. Tony's not functioning. I hear the in and out sound. Tony. All right. We'll come back to Tony. Whatever he's doing, he said, what is this? It's Donut and Tanisha. Hey, Doe.
Going on? What's going on, faithful? How's everybody doing this evening?
I tell you, we're doing fine. It's anytime we're talking football, it takes you away from the rest of the world's issues and everything we have to deal with on our own personal lives. And football is just so much fun, especially with the 49ers. Because Donut, we have the most. I'm trying to think of another team in NFL that has the same. We just have so many stages going on. You got the players. Then you got, and a quarterback I put separate, and now you add the media that's taken on a whole new profile this year. Every year, they're involved in our business in usually stupid, negative ways. Well, this year, they're doing both. Some of it's comical, and then some of it's what it is, as always, irritating. Donut, you and Tanisha have been observing everything, and Trey Lance. And they're trying to say, look, man, y'all can get up off of Trey, man. We know he's had 1 year of college football. He had a few snaps last year. Can we stop making these predictions and projections and assuming he ain't this, he is that, he ain't this, he is that? But Donut, we ain't heard from you in a long time. I'm gonna hush you and Tanisha. What are you guys feeling about all of this? And yes, if you want to talk about Grant, everybody else is. Jump right on in there. Grant, we love you, man. You know this.
You know what, faithful? Before I get started, I just want to let y'all know. I just want to let you, production, everybody know that I had a complication, you know what I'm saying, the day after Mother's Day. I had to go to the hospital and get a procedure done, get a mesh put on for a hernia, you know what I'm saying, in the lower region. But everything is okay. I've been listening to the show, that night when I was listening to the show all through the healing process and everything. Tanisha's been with me. She's the rock. You know, she's been handling the house and everything. It's like a true 49. That's what we do. One man down, next woman or next man up, baby.
There you go.
And now that we back, I would like to start off by saying, Marketing Pro, if you don't stay your ass off this damn chat, excuse my language, but if you don't get your punk ass off this chat and go get your own damn platform with my burning back voice, we gonna say, who you with when we group your butt 2 times next year. As far as
they've been ready to go. They're going to form a team.
Oh, ready to go? Oh, ready to go. I got another one for ready to blow. You know what I'm saying? This is old school Wolfman Jack. Wolfman Jack was just coming way back. I would like to say on this radio station, Mr. Ready to Blow, you say go, but this is Ready to Blow. Blow your ass to another damn platform so the 49ers fans say, ooh, because we're going to whoop that ass 2 more times this year. This is Wolfman Jack now.
2 more times. Get back, Jack. Damn it.
That was excellent.
Next subject is the Grant Cone situation. Oh, yeah, we don't catch up mode, like I said. We got a little time. We're going to do a cram session like we're getting ready for a final exam. Now, Grant, my man, you my dude, was my dude, until you got into the thing with Mr. Don't you know that you're not supposed to mess with a juggernaut? Once a juggernaut gets started, it's hard to get that man to stop. Yes. It's just like you ain't never seen X-Men, you ain't never seen a juggernaut. That's what he is, our juggernaut. Yes. I hope he's ready when we play the Rams 2 times so he can knock Mr. Stafford back to reality. He's going to hit him so hard, he's going to think he's way back in Michigan. Okay? Now, as far as Deebo Samuel, Deebo, we see you at the games with George Kittle. George Kittle got your back like a fat girl in a Cadillac till the wheels fall off. Now, if you gonna come and play, make sure you try to stay and score any way that you can, because we gonna give you the money. It's gonna be more than honey. And each time you score, we gonna win. Back to Marketing Pro, you get yourself off this chat, brother. How you doing, Ronbo? We back, baby.
Woo! Hello, Ronbo.
Hey, it's good to hear y'all, because I was wondering, because Big Show and I, we sit and wait for y'all to get back in here, you know what I'm saying? You guys are too much fun. And I had that same procedure here about 2 years ago with the hernia. How'd you do that? You didn't even know, did you?
Oh, man, didn't even know at one point, but then again, when I did know, it was minor. You know what I'm saying? So
really?
For a couple of, around a couple, because it's what I do and the patient I was working for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The patient needed a Hoyer lift, but she decided not to get it at the time. So I was doing some heavy movement with her, and God's will, I had strength using the 49er, vibe to get it done. Yeah. But it was one point where it couldn't go no more. So I was trying to rest. Hopefully it'll push back in, and don't want to get into too much gotten to there to where it could be pushed back. So I had to make the right decision, and even the doctors looked at me and they was like, you know what? We're going to get you in and out. Just follow what you got to do. And everything was lovely, Ronbo, just like you today.
Yeah.
He is healing so good from the surgery, and he is making it great. He's so strong, and he is just about back to where he was before the surgery. I'm just like, oh my goodness, this man is just, man, he's doing good. He's healing.
Good to hear. Because, the hernia cannot be messed with. And usually at the end of the day is when you feel it, because you can't stand up anymore without incredible pressure. Because when you wake up, it's fine for a few minutes. And then all of a sudden, the pain. That's when you know.
Yeah. And that's one thing everybody noticed about me, you know what I'm saying? Because they put on soldiers that got so much, love and so much support. You know how important you are when people give you the support you need. You know what I'm saying? But people notice that my posture is better than what it was. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, man. It's hard to stay standing. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to take this time to give it up to the NFL players that take their time to get healed up and get back out there instead of rushing it. Because when you don't know until you do have some kind of surgery of your own to understand what others go through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when it's all said and done, to all the doctors out there, thank you for healing all the body out there. For all the people that's taking their time to go get themselves checked out, man, shout out to y'all, because one thing about it, Ronbo, hey, if we ain't healthy, we can't be fans, brother.
It ruins everything. It's if you're feeling any pains, anything like that, just ruin. Yeah, I can't appreciate nothing. Not even a good dinner, and I love to eat.
Oh yes, yes.
Amen.
And when I got back, they had me on a liquid diet, for a couple of days. But once I got that first juicy burger, whoo, man, I tore it up like it was some pig feet. Man, I tore it up.
I had to tell him to slow down. I was like, slow down, hold on. You sure you want to eat all that? Look, hold on.
I was on the gristle talking about, what you mean?
Like, you okay?
You can eat tomorrow. You ain't got to eat it all today. The stories behind food eating, boy, I tell you. And did your mom ever say things like, you need to slow down. The food ain't going nowhere, and you can eat tomorrow. You ain't got to eat everything you can eat. Today ain't the last day. At least we don't think so. And if it is, you ain't going to know anyway.
That's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Especially the South. Hey, in the South, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how big or how small your plate is. If you don't eat the whole plate, man, look here, they count that as disrespect, so you better go ahead and finish that plate.
If there's any gravy,
eat it all.
Any sauce on that plate, get a biscuit or whatever you're eating and sop it up.
Sop it up.
Yes. Right. See, you know how to eat, Ronbo. That's what I'm talking about, man. See, we need to sit down and have us in production and a couple of Niners fans, man. We need to have have a potluck. Yeah.
Get our grub on.
Yeah. Everybody lift their hands. Whoever got the messiest hands to face wins.
That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about, man, if I got any extra syrup laying on my plate, I'll make 2 more pancakes. I'm already through eating, but I got too much syrup on the plate. Give me those more pancakes. Get that sauce out of here, man.
Hey, you sound like Tanisha right now. That's my girl, man. Hey, what is that extra sauce and extra syrup? Man.
Syrup is the best with all breakfast food. I put syrup on all my breakfast.
Hey, she's like Patrick Willis. She's like Patrick Willis. She'll hit everybody that try to get to it.
Oh my goodness. What you doing? Why you touching my plate? Hold on, you better step back. That's not for you. That's for me. Look, I'm going to eat that. Hold on. I'm going to get that. Wait, what? Why you trying to take my stuff? Look, that's my syrup. Wait. That's my biscuit.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, y'all, we got to go.
I like that.
Good to hear from you. Glad to see you got through that procedure and you're feeling a lot better these days, most likely. So, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Ronbo. Thank you to the productions and thank you to the faithful. As far as Trey Lance, keep your head up. You will be ready, my man. And to everybody, man, we love y'all. Keep your head up. And ready to blow and marking it slow. Y'all go ahead and ride off to the sunset together on that Ram without the horns, okay? Go ahead and slip off because y'all ain't got no holster. And we'll see y'all Sunday.
But bang, bang, Niner gang.
Yes, he is. Tanisha. And Jay went to that. Y'all have a great night. See you Sunday.
You too, Ronbo. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye for now.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. And I see Mr. Black Eye says, "What's up? I see the title and look, Lance. Don't worry, fam. We got your back. Just focus on the task at hand. Chemistry is a must. And how my D looking? Oh man, Mr. Black Eyes, man, that D. We may have. The 49ers always do when our defensive line was struggling for a while." And they put a lot of emphasis on that. Our secondary struggled for like up until last week or whatever, right? And now the 49ers, they may have a secondary worth a damn, finally. And can you imagine? That defensive line looks grisly and the secondary looks good. Man, well, I tell you what, I can't wait to get this show started. And talk about this show. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show. Get in here, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
Show, man. I just got to talk to your favorite couple and mine, and I'm looking at
America's favorite couple.
Well, yeah, for that matter. And I'm looking at this. Poor Trey. He shouldn't have to go through what he's going through. I mean, the endless.
Poor Trey. Oh my God!
I only say that because here's a kid. He didn't ask to come to the 49ers. They brought him over here, right? So he gets over. He's ready to go, and here comes the media. Look, you're not gonna. You played how many games? You came from a weak conference. You've got issues with throwing the ball. I'm thinking. How do you prepare any kid? And this goes for Zach Wilson, Trevor over in Jacksonville. These guys. I really feel sorry for a quarterback I know you don't, but I feel sorry for quarterbacks, first-round picks coming to any team. Your ass is going to be, can you prepare a quarterback for what's about to happen to him?
Especially if you trade up to number 3 and give away 2 first-round picks. It's going to be highly watched and highly scrutinized, and
hard.
It's not going to go away, unfortunately. And that's why George is out there being the PR master that he is, talking
good
nice
thing
things
too.
about Trey, being a good soldier, being a good teammate. He's said nice things about Nick Mullins too, and C.J. Beathard too, when they were starters. So this is nothing new. When it comes to George talking nice about his starting quarterbacks, but we all know who he truly feels for and who he truly wants to be the starting quarterback.
Well, he says it's a coin flip. One way or the other.
That's BS. That's another PR move right there. He knows who he wants as starting quarterback, and that's number 10 right there on your wall.
So you know what?
We all know that.
One question about that, Joe. Jimmy hurts his feelings so much. I think he loves Jimmy for that.
Oh, he's got to get over that.
Hilarious.
Come on, man.
He
Jimmy's
tells
got more
everybody.
things to
George,
worry
you
about
don't have to share that with us.
off-season.
Come on. Every time he won't answer my messages. George, man up. Stop crying about that.
That's how friends are sometimes. They'll never get back to you. It'll take them at least a month or two sometimes to even respond to a text. Come on, George.
It's not that serious. Long face?
I know.
He's really hurt.
Because that's his quarterback, and that's who made his career.
Well,
there
is that.
But
Joe,
yeah.
No, you can speculate on this even more. Now we're looking at some of the things that are being said. Now, I didn't even know about Acho. He's still getting the ratings on Trey. You've got more people, and I'm noticing now, you do have more analysts saying bad things about Trey. But I'm thinking it's only because of the fact that he's got no experience and no time on the league yet.
And
we don't have a real big sample. Yeah.
That is exactly it. There's a small sample size of him, and that's where the opinions are coming from. Players like Ocho love experienced players, and especially at the quarterback position. And if you have limited amount of experience, then of course negative things are going to be said about you. You know what I mean? Like there's all these 49er beat writer analysts that are hyping up Trey like he's the second coming of Jesus Christ on our team, and there's like a limited sample size of him to go off of. They're making him out to be up the next Joe Montana, and these people need to pump the freaking brakes, like Marketing Slow said. Like, pump the brakes on Trey. Like, he only has one full starting season of college football under his belt. And 2020 was through no fault of his own, but, you should have stayed another year, in my opinion, instead of sitting a year or two behind an NFL quarterback. Because that's what I feel the feeling was going to happen. Especially if we don't trade Jimmy Garoppolo. So he'll be sitting 2 years behind an NFL quarterback when he should have gone back another year and played.
So you're the first person that you know what, that would have been more beneficial if he could have played one more year instead of sitting down behind Jimmy for the whole year. That's true.
You missed one college football season due to the pandemic, and you should have gone back. You got a little trigger happy there. You know what I mean? You jumped the gun, thinking you're going to be the greatest thing to come out of college football in the last 10 years when that's not the case.
And that's the thing about not
you have
having
a lot
a minor
of
league.
to do.
And that's the thing about not having a minor league in football. You can't, because football's not that kind of sport. People get hurt. And if you get hurt playing in minor league football, then how bad is that, right? But there's nothing to get a kid ready for the NFL. Because really, when Trey comes in the league, I am scared for him. And anybody that thinks it's just because of Jimmy, it's not. I am. When those defenses come at him, they're going to try to intimidate him. They're going to bum rush him. They're going to do a lot of things that they know he's going to have to adjust to, and it's going to take a minute. So I'm scared for him for that, and I just hope he doesn't get busted, ruined.
If he would have had one more season of college football, then I wouldn't have had a problem with him starting right away. You know what I mean? Like I I'm scared to death for him, honestly. Like, this amount of time sitting on the bench and not being on the field, that's scary.
How about our offensive line? Alex Mack is not coming back. If I had to bet, Alex Mack is not coming back next year. Okay, now you got Jake Brindle at center.
You.
Yeah, and you lost the left side. You know, I don't know what everybody's saying Aaron Banks is going to be okay. Do you think so, Show?
I doubt it.
Okay, the right side has not been addressed. So we're going to look the same on the right side as we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got McGlinchey coming back.
That offensive line is going to be rough. It's going to be rough sailing for Trey Lance with that offensive line the way it's looking, and he's going to unfortunately use his legs more because of that way that offensive line is built right now. You know, there's not going to be no time to throw.
Stage is set,
and that's one of his weaknesses is his quick release. He holds the ball too long.
I'm worried about his. I don't want any contact. If McGlinchey and whomever's Brunskill, I guess, if they let that floodgate open like they like to do, and like you're saying, if that ball isn't out quickly, all the running in the world isn't going to help because now you got linebackers chiming in too. Kyle's probably got this figured out. He probably knows how he's going to handle it.
I hope he does because if we continue running the ball like George said, the growing pains that we're going to be going through with Lance. If we're going to run the ball like crazy, then all of our running backs. Well, I fear that all of our running backs will be going down again, left and right like last year.
Wait, but you know what? Under the best conditions, our running backs leave us. This has been going on for years. That's why when everybody said I think last year I said there be 6 running backs. Come on, Ronbo, that's still unrealistic, man. We don't have position. Yeah, well, okay. We'll wait till the end of the season. I bet you're going to wish you had those guys and keep them on speed dial. Jesus Christ, we go through running backs like tissue.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like just pump the brakes on Trey, please. Like this overhyping is getting a bit too ridiculous. Like let the kid play.
Sure.
I mean, come on. You're putting way too much pressure on him already. He's only got 2 games under his belt. If you overhype him and you don't live up to the expectations,
there could be disappointment. But sure, we're going to have to go. We're running overtime again. Sure. Getting stared at by press folks.
Shout out to the CT fam. All right, take care. Y'all.
See you Sunday. And let's go back and check in on Tony.
Mr. Ronbo, good evening.
Man, Tony, man, sitting back here and enjoying some of the antics. This is that time of year when antics and things like this are amusing. Now, we can't have this 2 or 3 months from now, and I don't want to hear, and I don't want any more reports about, because I've already, week 3, right, week 4, okay, the 49ers are 2-1. I forgot who we played in week 3. But then I'm going to say, oh, man, see, I don't want to be at 500, guys. But Trey Lance is still adjusting to the NFL, and the 49ers are pretty much depending on their run game right now, and the defense is looking very, very capable this year. So the 49ers do give themselves a chance to win. I don't want this. I know this is going to happen. I have a feeling that's what it's going to be. It's like Show says, don't expect way too much. I expect good things from Trey because he got a good coach. I do have a problem with Greasy. I'm one of the only people I know that has a problem with Greasy. Brian Greasy has went through the system. He was drafted by Mike Shanahan. He's part of the. If you're into trees, then you guys. I need more than a tree. I need somebody who can go out there. I know he knows the system and all that stuff, but I need a guy that knows what he's talking about when he tells the kid how to do what to do. We're gonna find out though. But Tony, you can touch upon that. Anything else you want to talk? Anything on your mind?
I think just one game at a time. Like if Trey Lance comes in and he's pedestrian, let's say he's 24 of 37, 262 yards, 2 touches, no interceptions, and y'all run for over 2 yards. Game 1.
That's nice.
I like that. Just be pedestrian.
Yeah.
And then the 300-yard games are going to come because he's got a rocket arm. That goes without saying. But just, come out, run the offense, don't turn the ball over, and use your playmakers.
That's number one.
And run when you have to. Don't run just to run. That's one thing I hated about Michael Vick, Ronbo. I'm kind of glad Matt Ryan's gone. Michael Vick, I'm the star. I got to do it all. Quarterbacks that try to do it all make mistakes.
And look at Lamar. Lamar is the prime example of that.
Yes. Yes. Use your playmakers. Run when you have to. I always say that with quarterbacks. I don't like quarterbacks just taking off running. You know, my wife, she loves Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes. Those are two favorite players, and she don't even like football, but she likes them. I'm afraid of
Hey, but listen, Mahomes is actually death in that pocket, though. But see, that's Mahomes to me is exactly what you want. He's not running unless it's absolutely necessary. You can tell. He knows what he's doing. But some of these other guys, Josh Allen's starting to get that way, too. Last year, he started getting that way a little more. He's not taking off unless he has to. Yeah.
And he's got a cannon for an arm. And just run when you have to. Don't run just to be running.
Yeah.
Trey's got to learn. I'm sure Kyle Shanahan has told him that.
Yeah, no, and you can see he was trying to teach him that last year. What people think, Kyle didn't line up all them runs for Trey against the Cardinals. Trey didn't. He went to that because he has that strength. It was said later by a guy that broke the film down. He showed where the guys were open. The window opens and closes quickly for a quarterback. You need to make that read and get rid of the ball now. So this was the thing. And NFL speed, again, is an issue, right? You got to get used to that. The window's open, let it fly. Let it go. Let it go. And that takes time. But he should be ready a little more ready now. And he looked better in the Texas game.
Yeah, and today I saw some film. Marcus Mariota's looking good.
Yeah.
I knew Marcus Mariota was looking good. Him and Kyle Pitts are getting a rapport together. Yep.
My draft crush last year, Kyle Pitts. I watched footage of him and I said, God, this dude's a monster. So, you know.
And I hope Trey Lance is getting the report. You got a what was it, your third-round draft pick, Danny Gray? Get a rapport with that young man. He's got some jets. Get a rapport with him.
Ayuk loves him.
Work.
They'll
got to put in the work.
He'll be the guy. I wonder what his role is going to be on this team, though. I'm sure he's going to be in for certain plays, but you can't put him in for certain plays because the whole defense will know what's coming in. Here he comes. Get ready. And, you know, it's going to be – well, Kyle knows how to do these things. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, and in the Falcons camp, everybody, because they announced it yesterday, I guess Deion Jones had surgery. I just don't know when. Now, Deion Jones had surgery. We're going to cut him a trade. Well, we're already set at linebacker. Outside the inside, that's why we signed that Kwiatkowski guy from the Raiders there last year, started at middle linebacker. We got Rashard Evans already from the Tennessee Titans in our 3-4. Plus, we got Michael Walker, who we drafted 2 years ago out of Fresno State. So we're finding inside linebacker.
When did he get the surgery?
I don't know. No one's saying when. I'm thinking it was recently because I know Jimmy had his in March.
I know this is what you do. You know, you go get surgery, and especially if you heard about what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And now they can't make a move until you can figure out what you're going to do next.
Yeah. And Ronbo, I was he's gone now. He's gonna crawl back in his hole. Clickbait Don. I can't call him just Don Bird. Clickbait Don. We were going at it all evening. I went downstairs to do a little laundry because it's laundry night on Fridays in our house. I come back up. He's bragging to everybody in the chat that he chased me out. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you feel yourself. You're like, chase me out.
What he called you? What did he call you? He's got a name for you. Tony what?
Tony Wrong, I guess.
Tony Wrong, right? Tony Wrong, and of course the guy from Michael.
Call him Clickbait Don. I call him the Chicago sports guy. Made that analogy about him.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anything about it. If the Raiders are going to sign Kaepernick, they said it went well.
Yeah,
I'm expecting them to
heard that.
I'm expecting them to sign him. But we'll stay tuned and see what happens, you know. June 1st is next week. You guys got anybody you're cutting?
You know what? Are they going to have a cut? That's true. They do have.
June 1st.
They have 2 cuts, not 3 like they used to.
Yeah,
They don't have as many cuts as they used to. Yeah, because they want to have
I'm thinking we're going to cut Deion Jones. I really do. I hate to say it, but I think that's what we're going to do.
Well, it depends on his contract. If he's going through an injury and can't pass a physical, you're going to need to I don't know. How does that work? You have to pay him something.
Yeah, like a settlement or something. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm mad at the Dallas Cowboys for drafting that wide receiver out of South Alabama, Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I wanted him.
Tony, we ran out of time though. Hey Tony, I'll be back Friday, and we'll see what develops between now and Friday. We're Friday. I'll see you Sunday. All right.
Yes, sir. And Clickbait Don, listening, that's your name, Clickbait Don. Have a good evening, sir.
You too. Thanks, Tony.
All right.
As a matter of fact, Don Burr, he is like, I gotta respect that because you let everybody know you're a Detroit Lions fan. And right now, if you're a Dallas fan, you hate the city of San Francisco. You know, the 49ers run you out of the playoffs, and the Warriors have just ran. Look, I tell you what, Luka Jokic, that boy, that dude can play some basketball. If what's his name ever gets him some help over there. Ooh. Hey, Javon.
Yo, what's going on, Ronbo?
Hey, Javon. We're sitting here looking at some of the media is attacking Trey's 22, attacking a 22-year-old kid in a way that makes you wonder, why don't y'all find something else to do? Now, we can't draw any conclusion. Well, that's right. You can't draw any conclusion one way or the other. So the negative stuff probably should be put the brakes on that. If you're not going to say anything good about him as well, So, it's kind of funny what he's having to go through. And as I said, I'm sympathetic because he's got to weather the storm. He's already responded to the media by saying something back to him. I don't care what you guys think.
He responded well, too.
Yeah, So it's a weird thing. I really would have wished he would have took a page out of Jimmy's book and just ignore those people. But
I mean,
it's gonna be.
It just comes with the question, and I think it was Grant that asked him. He was like, what do you think about all the critics? It was a blatant question that you really couldn't ignore. So he had to give some type of response to it.
Yeah, that's true.
It was really unavoidable. But I mean, he's really, you can tell he's media trained, and that same day they said, hey, it looks like Trey is showing out. It looks like he's doing pretty good leading OTAs. Jimmy's not at OTAs. Brian Greasy's here, and he's supposedly doing a good job. Brian Greasy said he ain't even spoke to Jimmy. So let's not act like Jimmy has a chance of being QB1 right now.
No, Jimmy. I wonder if Jimmy's even called his mom. Jimmy went into complete recluse. Nobody's heard or seen anything from him.
Kittle
no more
even
reports.
Said he ain't text back. He said it again. He was like, I texted him. He said, what did he say? He said it was around the same week as the NFC Championship game. That's the last time I talked to him. Yeah. He still ain't text me back.
I think for pretty much he's checked out as far as the 49ers go anyway.
He's checked out. Trey is QB1. Let's not ignore it. Give him the support that he needs. And that's what the team is showing. The team is behind him. The team is behind Trey. So, and then after the media had left, they because the next day at OTAs after that, the media was not, or the reporters were not at the day of OTAs. They're saying, hey, this was Trey's best day at OTAs. He's going to show out.
I just wonder, what does that mean? What did he look like before today or yesterday? I don't understand what they mean by that. It's very weird. I mean, what did he look like last week? And what did he do yesterday to draw that kind of response?
Doing everything right. You got one job, is to be the quarterback and lead this group to the promised land, and everyone's surprised, everyone's enjoying what they're seeing off of him. So let's stand behind him, He's definitely not no Nick Mullins. He's definitely not no Jimmy. This guy's got potential. We're gonna ride with him, and we're gonna see what he's capable of. Kittle said he on that other interview, he was like, hey, he's as good as he can get through practice. We need to start him.
I guess that's what you get. That's the thing to
sitting
say.
and doing practice is not going to do
You're not gonna learn
anything
anything
else for him. Yeah. He's not gonna learn anything. He's maxed out on that. Let's get him on the field.
Well, he's coming. And the bad thing is, a schedule like we got, it would have been nicer if he could have came in last year. That schedule had some slight breaks in it. This schedule this year has no breaks.
I mean, this is how you really want to prepare him. We got Bears week 1, and then week 2 we got Seattle. They tanking, so
you know what? I can't.
These two teams right here.
Yeah, the Seattle Seahawks. I really, I just hope that the Hawks are. I've got a phobia now about the Hawks. Even when I knew damn well they weren't a better team, and there's been plenty of times in the last couple of years they were not the better team, and they walked off and beat us. Last year they had no business sweeping the 49ers, none whatsoever, and they did.
Russell Wilson, but he not there no more.
Well,
Bobby Wagner,
yeah, but
he know exactly how to stop us.
Well, just the thing, Wilson didn't even have that good of a game. He was okay, but nothing special.
Pulled it through. He still put it through. So
didn't they win?
Now we got
how many
got
points?
To face Drew Lock.
Yeah, they scored how many points? 11, 10, 11 points.
Yeah, nothing crazy. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
It was a close game all the way. But the first game was Jimmy got hurt the first game, and then we had to throw Trey in last second, and that was really unplanned. So it's just unfortunate right there.
So see, that's what I'm saying. It's luck as also plays a part with Seattle beating the 49ers. In the second game, what? The Hawks slide. They'll get everybody else to beat them up. Rams just own their ass. But when they play us,
they tanking. Seattle's tanking. We got them week 2. We're gonna definitely catch them slipping. I really see us. Bears week 1, they don't look too hot either. So, but these are 2 perfect games to get Trey warmed up, and then after that, we're gonna understand what we have in our roster. Our defense is looking way better than last year. I don't care what people say. They want to say the defense fell off. It's ranked number 6 without any corners. And
I was thinking last year, weren't they
line too?
Yeah, they were 6. Weren't they top? Weren't they in the 5?
For the most part, yeah, it was 5, and then it fell to 6 just off the third down conversions. So,
well,
that's still good without any corners. Jason Verrett not there, and we don't have a true number 1 corner. Mosley even was out with hamstrings.
Well, he was out way too long.
Whole bunch of
Ambry
games.
Thomas picked up the slack nicely, though.
He sure did.
Let's see what he looks like this year. I can't wait to see what he looks like this year. He'll be a little more confident. Last year was a little light, and that was part of his problem in the beginning, and not having played for a long time. Wouldn't it be funny if Ambry actually challenged Mosley for that spot?
It's going to be tough to find out how we rotate or how we use our corners since we Jason Verrett's coming back. Who knows when he'll be 100% ready to slide in there. Charvarius Ward's definitely looking like a real X factor for this defense.
Yeah,
definitely. And yes, like it's Ambry Thomas and Mosley. You can't be mad at that if we got a number 1 corner alongside them.
Can you imagine Verrett and Ward backing them up? Thomas, Mosley. That would be the best room we've had in a long time. And I got a feeling this dude that's taking Klosky T's place, he might be okay. What's his name? From Indianapolis? What?
Oh, no, George Odom?
Yeah, Odom. The things they say about him are incredible. Never missed a tackle? What? Really?
Never missed a tackle on the box. He's got great speed. He's never missed a game. Dude's a dog on special teams. Even if Hufanga, ends up starting over him, Odom's going to continue to be a factor for us just off of that. So you can see special teams improve. Trey has support, so let's not act like he has to do a whole lot. This guy, just from his athleticism alone, play action is going to be real effective just off of that.
Yeah, Kyle doesn't design his team with the quarterback as the total focus of what he does, which is a good thing. And in this way, the quarterback does his role, does his job, then we should be okay.
Said his release is already looking better. He started to improve. So we've been seeing some development there.
That's what we need. That's what
Everybody
we need.
want to run their mouth about this guy Kinlaw. I mean, hey, how many games he played with Bosa, Ronbo? What did he play? Like only 3 games with Bosa?
And he loves Bosa to death. So, he'll be learning.
Let's get him a full season in with Bosa, along with an improved defensive line, especially with the edge. Our edge is looking like we got a whole bunch of depth there. So keep Kinlaw in the middle, and let's see how this edge works out. He's gonna thrive. You heard him. He said it. He said, "Hey."
Oh yeah. Well, he's got Grant firing him up.
You can bash me. You can talk your mess about me all you want if I don't show up this season. He knows exactly what stakes are at.
Well, Javon, we're gonna go, and I'll look for you on Sunday, and just have a great night. Appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate you for having me on, Ronbo.
Always
Trey Lance, he's gonna make you change that background sooner or later.
Hope so. Because, all I want to do is win, and that's the bottom line. All right, fam. See you Sunday.
Catch you later, Ronbo.
All right. Hey, Jashawn, I see. He said, what up? Aaron Banks is our key player. He dominates the trenches. Trey will be all right. I hope Kyle don't make him the running back. Yeah, because, we cannot have him get injured. Central Valley King says the Rams are great against Murray and Wilson, who escape the pocket. They keep them contained and in the pocket, so he will have to throw the ball. You know what? That's an interesting point, Central Valley King. I hadn't ever thought about that. So the word is, Trey, stay in that pocket and get that ball to Debo, if nobody else, because Debo loves, but you know what? Murray and Wilson, that's true. That's true. And they don't have that kind of active, fast linebacking crew. What? Oh, they got Aaron Donald, though. Okay, anyway. Hey, Rowan, come on in, man.
How you doing, man? How you doing today?
Rowan, doing great, man. Yeah, as we get closer, every week that goes by, we're getting closer to the real deal, Guy's gonna. Wait a minute. What is there? What's the schedule? What's going on next week?
We got OTAs 3 days next week. We've got it Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Media availability is on Wednesday.
Okay, so we'll find out more. But Rowan, yeah, you probably noticed since this is a lot of what you're doing. Trey's getting a lot of shots taken at him. I call them unjustified shots due to the fact that, guys, how do you make these assumptions? One way or the other. To say he's terrible and to say he's going to be great, can we go somewhere in the middle and see what develops rather than bashing him or overpraising him, right? But that's not happening. Your observations, of course, are being a 49er fan at the same time, are usually pretty rational. And I'm trying to understand, where does the heat come from all the time on this guy? And then George Kittle's out there running. I love the way George is running interference for him, too. It's good. George is the ultimate teammate, especially for a 22-year-old kid just coming to the league that's playing quarterback. What are you thinking?
So I'll say this first, because we talk about all these players coming to the defense of their quarterback. One thing that they're that they are open about is that Trey Lance will go through his up and downs. They're not saying this guy is going to be the next Montana like some other caller said. They're saying he's going to go through his up and downs. It's just they're saying the positive that they've seen in practice greatly outweigh the benefits and show confidence that he could be a starting quarterback. Now, as to why Trey Lance gets such a bad repertoire, at least in the recent weeks with the media, look, there were 5 quarterbacks in the first round selected last year. And there was one other quarterback in Davis Mills who was selected in the 3rd round. Except for Trey Lance, played significant time. Now, 49ers fans might not know it, but all 5 of those other quarterbacks did face scrutiny, face criticism. Mac Jones, he can't throw the deep ball. Davis Mills, he had 4 interceptions in a game. Justin Fields, elongated throwing motion. Trevor Lawrence, turnover machine. And the other guy was Zach Wilson. couldn't stay healthy and really didn't show much of an impact. Like all of these, there were a bunch of scrutinies against all of these other 5 quarterbacks, although they also showed promise. Now, for 49er fans, we have to realize Trey Lance hasn't played a snap. And the general media just likes to have criticism about all these young players so that when they build up players, you can say, oh, he went from this point to this point to this point to have a standard line.
Yeah.
So I think it's just unwarranted criticisms to the point because Trey Lance hasn't played yet. Trey Lance hasn't shown film. So there's nothing really that you can scrutinize. So you have to come up with certain narratives. Like the first narrative that came out was from Matt Lombardo from Fansided. He talked about how Trey Lance has continuously underwhelmed the 49ers. Guess what? His report was nothing to do with the entirety of last season. It was actually when he first arrived last training camp, which is almost a year ago. And that's how crazy the news is, right? It's that the news isn't even recent. It's from a year ago, but they're trying to scrounge at little scraps to gain attention because there isn't any negativity towards Lance so far just because he hasn't played yet.
Huh? And it makes all the sense in the world. Why didn't they bring that out last year? I don't remember anybody saying that last year. Did Lombardo say that last year?
Probably not. It's also probably because the 49ers kept it under wraps, and it's also probably because Garoppolo did not play well in training camp last year. He was okay, but his accuracy was not up to par, as his normal numbers would indicate. So you can't say Trey Lance is underwhelming last year if the guy right next to him, the guy who
and it's been there for a while.
Yeah, because like I remember a storyline last year, Trey Lance was playing with the 2s for a good portion of training camp, then he started taking practice with the 1s at some point. You know, because they wanted to see how he would do with the first team. And so, like, you don't necessarily do that when the quarterback competition isn't an open one. Kyle Shanahan even alluded to it. He could have started week 1 per ESPN's Jim Trotter had he not sustained a finger injury. Now, I view that as unlikely, but at least there was a competition in regards to that quarterback spot.
And then he became indignant right around week 6 or 7, something like that, when people ask him, at some point, Kyle, are you considering starting? And Kyle, there's no quarterback competition. And then he just goes silent, right?
What else are you supposed to say at that point? And, I mean, one thing we found out this past week was that Trey Lance's finger injury that he sustained in week 3 of the preseason actually hampered him through the entirety of his rookie season, making it a little more reasonable why the 49ers stuck with Garoppolo. In one way, I said this a couple of times, but in some way, it's not like the 49ers were protecting Garoppolo or were prioritizing Garoppolo over Lance later in the season in week 18. It's that they're protecting their investment, not wanting to further an injury that might require surgery in the offseason, and instead going with Garoppolo, who probably was a ton more banged up than Lance. But instead, they protect their investment in Lance till the next season because they didn't want to hurt that injury even more.
Yeah, because that finger gets hurt one more time, and there's no telling what's going to happen. And what does that injury look like? Because I've sprained fingers before, and if it was a sprain, it didn't take them that long to heal up. So this is really severe. I don't know what in the world.
That's the one thing we won't know. But the one thing that Lance did say, I'm sure it's because he's continuously throwing a football, and with his work ethic, he isn't going to quit.
And
so to me, I think it's just that he had to keep throwing the football, and then because he adapted with the injury, he had to find different ways to throw the football, which obviously
using your middle finger. Because when you think about it, if you release, you can feel it spin right off that top of the finger. Now, if I release sooner, there's going to be little control issues to get it exactly to go where I want it to with the same velocity that I need to get it to get it in the NFL to get it there. So that had to be crazy.
Yeah, but Ronbo, the real reason I came on this call, I saw a video a couple of weeks ago of you talking about how Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff are the same quarterback. I want you to talk to me through that, because I definitely I know you value my opinion and I respect that, but I definitely disagree with that statement. And
you should, because that was taken. Some other people question me on that too. My point at that statement was Jared Goff's stats. Jared Goff, what did he throw for some incredible amount of yardage?
So
I
it depends.
see Stafford
Like
do
when you
that.
look at his numbers, yeah, he did throw for good yardage, right? 4,688 yards in 18, 4,638 yards in 19. So it's pretty damn good numbers in that sense. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I think it was because, and I said, and you know what? I says, as much as Jared Goff didn't throw as many INTs as Stafford, so I says, there are times, and we swept him last year during the regular season, and I still believe the only reason, and I mean the only reason the 49ers lost to the Rams in the playoffs is due to Trent Williams being hurt. Not even with with Jimmy being banged up, I still think we would have won had I just had a healthy Trent Williams to get those guys off of. Because Jimmy was getting rid of that ball as quick as he could, but it wasn't quick enough. They were in there. They were on his butt immediately, right? So I said, that's when I said things like, Jared Goff, Matt Stafford, and I meant the results probably would have been the same. Sweep.
Interesting, because to me, I do think I'll pull up some stats myself, but I do honestly think there is a significant difference when you talk about those quarterbacks. And when you look at them, like Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, different in the fact of air yards. Jared Goff, his completed air yards per pass attempt and intended air yards per pass attempt are lower, right? When you look in the last couple of seasons, Goff had his best year in 2018, where he was legitimately a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. He threw for 64.9% of his passes for completions, and he was a Pro Bowler, right, in 2018. However, when you look at the air yards, it was only 6.1 in 2019, 4.9 per completion. This is completed air yards per completion, 4.9 in 2020, and 4.5 in 2021. While Matthew Stafford's, exactly, they've been significantly higher. They've been at least in the 7 to 8. 8.5 range over the couple of years, meaning he pushes the ball forward and you don't necessarily have to rely on other players, which is why I thought Jared Goff, I'm more optimistic than others, but he was just a scheme fit, in my opinion, with the Los Angeles Rams. It wasn't necessarily as indicative of his talent, but more the scheme.
I would like to see, though, Stafford in his first year. Remember, Stafford's been in the league for 100 years. So that's what I'm saying. When I look at Stafford, and I see the things he does do, and also see a healthy Cooper Kupp for Jared Goff, and an unhealthy healthy Cooper Kupp for Jared Goff's last season, right? So I wonder, about this kind of a thing as well, because Cooper Kupp is the reason why they won the Super Bowl this year and got as far as they did. It was that Stafford and Kupp connection. Goff also had a good connection with Kupp as well. So there's a lot of variables, and I wouldn't say that Goff is better. But I said I didn't see any difference as far as that ball club went. But then you pulled out the numbers, and there was a difference, a significant amount. So I'll have
it's
to,
just that one has the
that.
stronger arm than the other. That's really it. And one makes better decisions, right? You haven't seen Jared Goff, despite his absurdly amazing numbers where he throws for nearly 300 yards a game in 2018. You don't see him throwing for more than 40 touchdowns. You see him he maxed out at 32, and surprisingly enough, his touchdown percentage, 5.7%, lower than Matthew Stafford this year, which you wouldn't necessarily expect given the pass attempts that Matthew Stafford had. But also, Goff's stats were inflated because he threw the ball so much. Stafford.
And I got to think about quarterbacks to do that. Yeah, I got to think about quarterbacks that go out and they throw the ball 100 times, and then they get compared to a guy like Jimmy, who's in an offense that we like diversity in this offense. We like to keep it balanced. You're not going to have Jimmy out there throwing the ball 30, 40 times, But Stafford, Rodgers, Brady, all these guys, their offense dictates they're going to throw the ball all day long. So that's why I say when I look at one quarterback to another and I see the stats, and I said Stafford was playing from behind in Detroit every week. So, of course, he was airing the ball out constantly. He had no choice. He's got Megatron. He's got some other guys during his career. So his stats would be high. I wonder if he goes in the Hall of Fame first ballot.
We'll see. I'm a Stafford fan. I think he's a great quarterback. I think the comparison between him and Goff. Look, your argument was team success, right? The team success argument I can see because obviously the Rams made the playoffs with Goff. But I think this team that the Rams just featured, if they had Goff this year, they would not be making the Super Bowl. They'd be a early playoff exit, as they've been over the past couple of seasons.
And they probably, and I got to do, and I'm gonna say, I can't wait till next season. I want to see what they look like next season. If they can come back and look the same as they did this year, it's going to depend on Kupp because it seems like that's his bread and butter guy. Roy, We went way over time. I could talk to you for hours, though. Listen, we're gonna go. I'll see you Sunday if you got time for us.
Sounds good. Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Appreciate you, fam. Have a great night. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I people do probably question. I didn't mean exactly that Golf and Stafford on the same level. Stafford's a better quarterback. I just meant as far as that team went, I said I don't see a lot of difference between the two. Eric Caceres says it's the off-season. Reporters are desperate for stories. Trey will silence the critics. Get your popcorn ready. Eric, yes, indeed. All right, Emilio.
Ram soft as everybody.
Just said baby poo poo. Emilio. Emilio, man, we're sitting there. We're trying to understand why the media. Well, you know what, Emilio? Now that I think about it, there's no reason to try to understand what the media is doing. They do this every year. They find a sore spot of what they invent normally, and they work it to death. And they get things a little crazy. You know, we're talking about a kid that just got a little bit of numbers to even talk about. And they just go ahead and make decisions and assume that he's going to be this or that. But his boy, George Kittle riding in. Whoa, hold up. Wait a minute. That boy's floor is high as steel inside of this planet. Don't tell me. But everybody says that about him. Everybody says that he does indeed have a huge ceiling and all the tools. Now we just got to see if they come into fruition. What are you thinking?
Well, Kittle can give a damn about Jimmy. He's over there having fun at Warrior game. So keep that straight.
Jimmy don't give a damn. Jimmy wants out, to be honest. I can tell. He really does.
I'm talking about Kittle having fun at Warrior game. That's about Jimmy.
Yeah.
We don't let that go. Who cares about Jimmy? I don't care about Jimmy no more. You don't want to be on a team. You're getting ready. It's all right. I like you when you were a quarterback. You helped us get to a Super Bowl. You couldn't do goodbye. I'm done with Jimmy. Either way. No, I mean, it's like I said, it's always talk, and people always want to talk bad about somebody. You know? I'm surprised Grant Cohn didn't get his ass whooped like he should have. But, you know.
Don't we have other spots on this team? The offensive line is worrying me. Why not let up off the quarterback? I guess because the quarterback's the highest profile player or the highest position profile on the team. But, can you guys there's other things on this team that may need to be messed with.
Okay, well, think about it. I mean, you think about any team in the NFL, all 32 teams, the first player that always comes to mind is the quarterback. No matter how bad or how great the team is. You go to the Bucs, go to Tom. You're the Chiefs. First thing you talk about is Mahomes. So that's always the number one spot everybody talks about. So either you're going to do great or you're going to flop or you're going to be a bust, you're going to be great. So, it's just the one position everybody talks about.
Yeah. And actually,
no matter what.
Do you ever listen to what's going on with other teams? It's funny because Rohan just brought up something I didn't even know about. I didn't know Trevor, Zach, Justin, Davis Mills over. I didn't know those guys were getting flack. I never, because I don't. You know what? Just start looking around. I didn't know these guys were getting beat up.
No, they do. They do. But me and you have talked about this before. It's just we don't hear it or too much pay attention to it because it's not our team. You really think about it. Like I said, the teams I really kind of pay attention to, the ones in our division. I hear about the other quarter, how bad he's talking about it, what's going on over there with Deshaun. I mean, Deshaun Watson. I hear stuff here and there.
Deshaun's such big news. They do talk about him, though. And now they're talking about Deshaun don't know it, but the NFL's launched their own investigation. He may not be playing no Week 1 football. I says, I forgot about that. He sure as hell won't, will he?
Since all the women dropped the whatever, they're trying to drop the allegations, so it's kind of no play. Like I said, it goes back to somebody. The media needs something to talk about. They need to talk about somebody. If it's not about Trey, like I said, you go to Deshaun Watson. If it's not about that, it's about Tom Brady, somebody retiring and coming back. They need something to talk about. If they don't talk about anything or anybody in the NFL, what do you do? You're not doing your job. It's like when you come on here 2-3 times a week. You're out here doing your job. Guys want to talk 49ers, we're talking 49ers.
And we need them to come up with the BS in order to have something to talk about. That's a good point.
You can create. You can create your own stuff today. What do you guys think about OTAs? What do you think? What do you think about deals? You can create your own stuff when you come out here and talk. As long as you have your show, most of the 49ers that call me, all the 49 fans that call me, are going to call in and have something to say. Like me, I'm calling and have something to say. So that's all it is. As long as you do your show, we're coming. So
and appreciate that, Emilio.
No, it gives us something to do.
Yeah.
It gives the other fans something to talk about. Like I said, we go back to the Kaepernick thing. He might be on the team. He might not get a chance. So it's just we always got something to talk about. Whether
Everybody's
it's
pulling
good
for
or
him,
negative about it. And it's,
True.
Either way, he goes, he doesn't know. Hey,
You'll be fine.
good luck to him. But if he doesn't, hey.
But you know what? Players, they're under the biggest stress. You got Lamar Jackson trying to explain to people on Twitter why he's not at OTAs. The media.
Well, it's not,
I'd be like, you got to do like Jimmy. Just ignore those people. They want you to react. Don't feed the trolls because they're gonna get you every time.
Well, it's hard to be there. When it's mandatory, that's why Debo's not there. He doesn't have to be there. Why Alex Mack is not there? They don't have to be there. It's not mandatory for them to be there.
Right.
It's just a matter of fact. Like I said, I was listening.
It shows an attitude, though. If you don't go to OTAs.
Ed Crawford, listening to him the other day, he was saying, man, you don't have to be there. It's just a way for the league to keep an eye on you. That's all it is. They want to know what you're doing. Like, basically, it's just him trying to babysit you in a way, he was saying. Because like he used to play.
They look at it as it shows how much you care about your ball. You're in OTAs. You were there before. As soon as you can get there, you're out there,
It's not even about that. He said it's not even about that. He said it's just the league wants to know what you're doing. They know you're not getting in trouble. This came out of his mouth. Like I said, it's not about what the league. You're not getting paid for it. You're not doing. It's just for them to watch you and try to babysit you. See what you're doing. See if you're not getting in trouble. That's all it is. That's why some of the guys don't show up.
And question you. That's true. Can you imagine Alex Mack showing up at OTAs? Alex, are you going to continue playing football this year? Okay, guys, listen. Next. Because you're right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, some of the players don't want to deal with that. Why do I need to be there if I don't have to be there? Now, if it's mandatory when I got to be there, then you can ask me whatever. But when I don't have to be there,
and they're going to. Yeah.
So, like I said, it's like you don't want to do the show one day. You don't have to. You have something to do, right? So hey.
Yeah. or I do like Grant Cohn and try to sneak into the 49ers facility and say something about a ball player and have him get mad. Hey, but you know what? The more I think about that, though, I would have been surprised. Players don't react like that. I do wonder if Grant will be snake bit from this point on. There's going to be certain people who don't mess. He'll never mess with Javon again. I don't see it. He don't want that kind of heat. Eric Armstead's probably out.
That. Like I said, the one I told you yesterday, I think that was more Lynch trying to make sure that Javon doesn't whoop his ass. Because, like I said, he's not that far from it. So he's like, you know what, dude?
And lose my ball player.
I don't want you to get created my 13. I think the only reason he did that is because he didn't want Javon getting in trouble. If you get suspended, then what are we going to do now? Now you're not playing, so you were already not playing from an injury, so now you're going to not play from you beating up a reporter. Like, he doesn't want that.
How bad would that look? That would embarrass, even though it's comical to think about. That would embarrass the entire franchise.
That would look bad on exactly. That would look bad on the 49ers. So this is what you're hiring? You're hiring guys to beat up on people now?
The word THUG would be rolling through Santa Clara. They're all bringing them thugs in here, man. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be the problem. Like I said, the last guy we had like that was Reuben Foster.
I know.
So nobody stuck up for him or did anything. Let's just let it ride. So this time, like, you know what? I don't want to go there. Let me step in for my player, my guy. I don't want it to escalate there because if he does and we need him, now we look better organization. Now we don't have a player we need, and it falls into that. So I commend Lynch for that, but it's just it's just one of those things. Like if he didn't step in, we would have had another problem, and then everybody would complain. Well, see, why did we draft him? Why did we do this? Why did we should have got somebody else.
Javon surprised them though. All of our players have usually reacted in a way that was, they may have gotten it off their chest, but they didn't go completely off. And I think that surprised everybody in the organization.
To me, Grant Cohn's a weenie because he said, "Oh, my dad told me to do it. Oh, they can't touch me, man. Your dad needs to get beat up too for that shit. Your dad touched me. That's some old real weenie type stuff." I'm like, dude, really? So you guys can't touch me. Oh, you can shoot whatever you want. It's like me going up there talking shit to you, but now I got a whole bunch of bodyguards because you can't touch me. I'm like, really, dude? Don't run your mouth. And knowing, oh, you can't beat me up because if I do, I'm going to sue you. Like, really? Some people really don't care if you sue them or not. They're going to push in your mouth anyway.
You cannot let that I cannot believe you let that get out that you feel that way. Oh. We got
I just put it like this. If I'm here, put it like this, I'm maybe not a millionaire, but if somebody's talking bad about me, I'm going to hit you in your mouth. You can go ahead and sue and see what you get. I'll sit in jail for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. I know I'm going to beat your ass again if you want to do it again. So, I get what they said, but no.
Well, I got to go. Well, I'll see you Sunday, and we'll see what happens between now.
Night.
All right, fam. Night, Emilio.
Good night.
And at some point, we've got to talk. We haven't got enough football to talk about. That's the reason why we keep gravitating back toward Javon and G. Fly guy.
Ronbo.
Fly guy. So, Fly guy, man, we're sitting here talking about the media working our young quarterback, and he had a great day of practice yesterday. I don't know what that means, because they didn't give any examples or, tell us if he went 20 for 20. But George Kittle, boy, you got to love George. George always comes rolling up in there because, George knows that he's a 22-year-old kid, guys. Let me tell you what. Here's the story. I'm loving that about George, Take up for your teammate if nobody else does.
Well, that's why Jimmy G ain't pick up George's phone call.
Jimmy's on the line. Jimmy, come on, man. George used to have your back every few minutes and would get in anybody's face and say anything about him. I mean, him and Juice, man. Oh, Jimmy's wrong for that.
Jimmy G looking at Kittle like, you a traitor, man. You jumping on left bandwagon.
But he hasn't done that yet. George says he's 50-50 with whoever starts. Because George is playing, he ain't making no decisions. He's just saying, get off my boy Trey, to the media. But he won't make any commitment one way or the other about that. He's 50-50, what do you say, 50-50, something else. Anyway, George is trying to stay neutral on that. So if Jimmy's getting mad about that, shame on him.
Kittle is the face of the 49ers.
Yeah. I've been calling him that for 3 years.
If you can see Kittle sitting with the coach acting crazy in the game, fighting on Debo.
I keep wondering, does anybody but Jimmy get mad at George? Because I heard George come into the huddle, steal bullshit, BS, and Jimmy's trying to run the play or whatever, right? And they'd have it for that. I wonder if, because I wonder if he's going to do that with Trey. Because George is going to be George,
Yeah. You never know.
He'll probably be more mature because he's older than. Yeah, he'll be more mature with Trey because he's older.
Remember when that incident happened? I was the first one that called it out. I said, John Lance went about doing it the wrong way. Look at what Ken Law posts. Look what he posts.
Afterward? I know. This ain't over. Oh, here we go. Man,
I shook his hand because of my company, or my whatever he said. But remember when I said John Lynch went the wrong way in trying to make someone shake someone's hand by force, meaning you better do it. Or
how would you do it, Fly Guy? How would you have done it though? I gotta try to get these guys to stop.
I would be like, you know what? To be honest with you, I'm not gonna shake nobody's hand. You can let me go right now.
Would you?
But
okay, so you wouldn't have insisted they shake and stop it.
But so much money involved that Ken Law ain't got no chance. No choice but to be like, you know what? He went on Twitter and said it himself. It's like, no, the beef ain't over yet. I just shake your hand because of my organization.
But you know this ain't over. I know.
I was saying, like, John shouldn't do that. He should call everybody one by one and then get the side of the story and then just move on and warn everybody, like, okay, this can't happen, and then that's it. But don't force someone to be like,
did you never?
Beef and like,
But did you never go through that in junior high school and elementary school? I don't figure you stop getting into fights by the time you get, but junior high school and elementary school, I was in that situation damn near every day. All right, you guys, get over here. What? You know what? He touched me first. Look, guys, it's over now. If you guys, is it all out of your system now? No. Well, what do you want to do? You guys want to fight again? And we would freeze up then. Because when you're mad, you don't have a problem fighting. But when you didn't calm down, it's a fight. Listen, guys, I want you to apologize. Get over it. Are you sorry? Well, yeah.
You said
Are you sorry? Yeah. Huh?
You said in high school, right?
Elementary school. High school, I quit fighting.
Okay. That's kids.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Both of them were acting a little bit. Grant was trying to roll it back, but it was too late. Javon was smoking hot. So, but the point is, you got to get both sides to agree. Okay, guys, we could do better. All right, and so get it off your chest and shake and let it in.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's why when I seen that happen, I told everybody, I'm like, Javon Kinlaw was forced to do the handshake because where I'm from, when someone crosses you, ain't no handshake. It's over. They'll beat you for the rest of their life. You get what I'm trying to say?
I know you don't.
You don't just squash like someone trying to take you down like that. You don't just squash it like that.
Yeah.
It's no love there. So it's like he did it by force. And I believe, one thing I believe too, that Ward sign was a mistake.
What? Who?
I'm gonna say it now that Ward for that $13 million. Yeah, for that $13 million, that was a big mistake.
Tony said the same thing. Tony, Atlanta Tony said, yeah, we overpaid for him.
Yeah.
You know what? You're always going to overpay in free agency, though.
It's not just because we overpay. It's because that's true now. And it's because if you know you was going to keep Verrett, why did you go sign him? So now we got Mosley, we got Verrett, and we got Ambry Thomas, and we can get some more young players. But now we have a bunch of players on a bench for nothing.
No, you can still cut one. You don't know. You know Verrett's going to make it or not. He's already proven that he's not going to make it. He'll probably come out. I don't know how he's feeling now. I don't know how that leg is, but if we can get a whole season, boy, that'd be lucky, Fly Guy man. If we get Verrett to play a whole season, the year before last when he played the whole season, that was a small miracle.
Yeah, now I believe Verrett is better than any QB that we have. I don't care who they sign.
For sure,
he's a good number one. He's right there, 1-on-1. He never got beat. He always get off his men and go help somebody else get a pick.
Yeah, save Jimmy Ward year before last, right? Yeah, that year. So he's definitely a badass. We're talking about a Pro Bowl cornerback.
If Ward played a good season, then he did a good job for getting the cornerback. But if Ward get hurt and he just not that was like another D Ford right there. We paid too much for that. We could have got somebody for $3 million, like something cheap.
No, but they would have been worth no more than $3 million. So the 49ers. But that's why we got beat both times. People want to blame Jimmy, but you know what? We got beat in the secondary in both the Super Bowl and in, of course, the NFCCG. You can't keep getting beat in that same spot. You got 10-point leads in the fourth quarter, and they go with the ball deep downfield and beat your ass. That's got to stop. So you got to figure out.
The problem with the 49ers, they was not addressing the QB room. When they go in the draft, they don't draft no QBs. They'll get one or two. But if you want to fix the problem, you got to go for the young guys.
But you got to get that in the second, third round. Remember, we got we got a Kello Witherspoon. What round did we get him in? Was that a third round? That was the 49ers. Ambry Thomas was a second round pick, I think.
Yeah, look at we got Ambry in the draft. He's pretty decent.
Yeah. You got to get them high.
And he's young.
They haven't had a chance, so because each year they insist on getting a defensive lineman in the first round because that's what this team believes in that pass rush, right? In the second round, it could be any number of things. We've been trying to build a wide receiver room for years. So second round's been like wide receiver, or third round's been wide receiver. And now the offensive line, it needs work. Guess what? Next year, we got all the cornerbacks we need. Watch next year, offensive line. 49ers are going 1 year at a time and building up everything. It's taking forever, but I don't know. We're going to find out.
And Debo is trying to go back into the media with all the BS again.
Oh no!
All the video. You seen Debo video, right?
I saw him. He's back in the area, but that's all I read.
Yeah, he's back in the area again. Oh, wow, y'all looking at me? I'm y'all taking pictures of me. Like, come on, Debo. You are a celebrity. You don't think people are gonna take pictures of you? They might stop you and trying to get autographs. Why you just try to make it seem like it's because of you, Debo? That happens. If Kittle right now go to the airport, people's gonna take pictures and ask for autographs.
He'd be flooded. Well, Fly Guy, we're gonna go. I'll see you Sunday, and let's see if Debo. It's about time for him to say something anyway. Let's see what he says. All right, fam. Night, Fly Guy. And, hey, yo, Jay. Ready to go. Quest for 6 is 30 years old. Ready to go. How old is that Quest for 1? See, what? Hey, Jay.
Ronbo.
Yes.
You hear me, right?
I hear you clearly. Yeah, we're talking about your favorite guy, Trey, and how come the media and I'm sick of the media picking on him, right? I mean, come on, guys, these assumptions and everything. So I was proud of George. George came flying in to run interference. Whoa, guys. Let me tell you one thing, So this team is still very close, and the media is going to continue until we see something. I would guess preseason is going to be rough. Trey's not going to get that many snaps in preseason. He'll start the game for a few minutes and go down. If he's not perfect, the media's going to work him. So, it's going to be rough. I just hope it's mentally he can handle all this.
Ronbo.
Yes.
What did George Kittle say? When did he say this? Like,
well, he came in and explained to people, listen, he's had 1 year of college football. This is a lot of guys come in after playing 48 games. He's played 1 year, and it is what it is. He's got mad skills. His floor is way up there, and the ceiling's just out of this world. He's got all the tools. So leave it alone, and let's see what happens, right? Because the media is looking for every little thing to say now about him. It's bad. He's got this problem. He's got this problem. He's got that problem. So and George is in there making sure he's got a defense. So George is like 24 hours a day, a 49ers guy. If anybody's picking on anybody, didn't George got it called up Debo to let everybody know that Debo's his head's in a good place, all right? And, it's amazing. George Kittle's got to get a humanitarian ward for the 49ers, period. Dude is awesome.
Yeah, he's cool. But yeah, that's cool what George is doing and stuff. And what's it called? I honestly like Ronbo. I'm not gonna lie. I think oh yeah, you're talking about the preseason and stuff. I think Trey's he's gonna play like one quarter probably, or maybe two. But I don't really trust the preseason.
Not until the third game. He'll play a few minutes, maybe a few snaps in the preseason. But they're gonna be looking at Sudfeld and Purdy.
Yeah. Hopefully, we put our starting offensive line around him. Just not get him hurt like last year, preseason.
Oh yeah, the starting offensive line. He'll be out there with the starters. Yeah, all of them are only going to be there for a few minutes. They only want to put him in there to give him a little roll, a little burn. They want to look at the guys in the second and third strings, or haven't made the team yet.
Rob, I'm really, I'm concerned about our offensive line. You know,
Everybody
I don't
is.
know,
It's weak.
like it is weak, and you know, probably Alex Mack is gonna retire. Let's be honest.
No
here,
doubt about
because
it.
he barely got married. You know, I'm sure he wants to spend time with his wife that he barely got married with, and he's not even in the U.S. I think right now, or is he? I don't know. Ireland or something like that. Yeah.
Here's what's happening with him, Jay. He's going to wait. June 1st, the 49ers don't have to be concerned with dead money or anything like that. He just retires and everything goes off the books. So, you know, that's what he's waiting for. But Alex Mack is not coming back to play football.
I don't think so. I don't really think he's going to come back, to be honest.
So, you know who your center is. You know who your center is, right?
Yeah.
Jake Brendel.
I don't know. Jake Brendel, yeah. Or Brunskill.
Oh.
And I think Brunskill and that Jake Brendel guy, I'm pretty sure he came out of an injury last year, I'm pretty sure, or something like that.
Yeah, maybe he could be better than I think. And he learned
hopefully
from Mac.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think Brunskill has an injury right now, doesn't he? Like
I've heard
I don't know
anything.
what. I
don't know.
heard something like that. Oh, okay. But,
No, I mean, I've not heard about any injuries. But you know, Michael Glitch is next to him.
The only sure guy is Trent Williams, right? Like the other positions in our offensive line, they ain't so good, you know. And even Trent Williams, you know, he's amazing, you know, but he misses like 2-3 games a year.
Yep, because he gets hurt.
Yeah, he does get hurt, but you know he's still good though. You know, let's be honest here.
No, he's hard.
But,
He's the best of the league. But
yeah,
he plays hard. And
but hopefully, you know, the guys that we have right now, the rookies that we have, you know, come out and we're not gonna see nothing until they put on the pads, right? Like that's in training camp, right?
Yeah. And even then,
when is that? Like
that's another month or two away, right?
No, it's probably preseason. Let's be honest, because they're probably not gonna, you know, try to get hurt in training camp. So yeah. I think
Hopefully
we're gonna see preseason. But you know, I feel like Trey's gonna do good. You know, I ain't gonna say he's gonna be, you know, the king of the NFC or anything like that, but you know, he's gonna be probably like the prince of the NFC. Let's be honest here, because he's 22, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's just say that the prince of the NFC, Ronbo, and that's
you make it Prince, sure. You know.
Yeah, the prince.
Yeah,
okay, but
remember, you know what?
Ronbo,
Other than the offensive line, he's got some talent around him. That's the only thing I worry about, you know, because defenses. I mean, if I'm a DC, right, Jay, I'm a DC, and I know he's had 1 year of college football last year. He had a few limited, you know, he had some snaps, but not many. I'm gonna rush him. I'm saying, guys, we're blitzing every other play until they make us stop. I mean, that's gonna be rough, and that could cause turnovers and any number of things. Unless Trey can adjust really quickly to it. It's like one dude pointed out a little while ago. You know why the Rams do so well against the Cardinals and the Hawks,
right?
Yeah, I said, damn. I never thought about it.
I think that's false.
I never
to be
thought
honest
about
with you.
that.
Here's why. That's false because like I'm pretty sure. Then the Cardinals and Rams faced each other. Like the first week they faced each other. I think they lost to the Cardinals. To be honest with you, and I'm pretty sure. I think they did, and I'm pretty sure they did. And I seen that game, and Kyler Murray was, you know, he was pretty good in that game. To be honest, I'm pretty sure they lost. I gotta go back and check because I do remember the Cardinals whooping the ass out of the Rams. I'm pretty sure I seen that.
Maybe.
Then the first time they played each other, I'm pretty sure I seen that.
Yeah,
so I'm about to go check that out right now. But you know,
yeah, because I was so mad that second game. I said, Cardinals, you're not even playing them. Damn. So you know, and with Russell Wilson, Aaron Donald loves him some Russell Wilson. Okay, I mean Aaron Donald would play Russell Wilson every week if he could. He gets in the backfield, and he's got Russ like within seconds. The best way to get Russell Wilson, and we saw DJ Jones do the same thing, is up the middle. Forget about the edge. Man.
Ronbo, one last thing, though. Trey ain't really a mobile quarterback, to be honest with you. I mean, he has, you know, he can move around and stuff, but, you know, he's not quick. He don't got that forward.
Yeah.
3 or 4.4 speed, and he's not gonna rely on his legs or anything like that. To be honest with you, because he knows that he ain't that quick, and most of these defensive players are quicker than him. And the thing I like about Trey is, those, the mobile part of him, that's a bonus because the main part isn't his, his mind and stuff like that. To be honest with you,
I don't think you're right. I don't think they're gonna have to do this. The Steve Young and tie his legs up, so he has to scan the field. But he can get away, and if he does get around the corner, he can really go. Once he gets going, though, he is really going. So that could help us. So
yeah, but
go ahead.
What's it called? Steve Young said it the best. Like Trey, he knows where to go with the ball, right? But it's about like the accuracy or whatever. He like what's it called? He knows where to go to the ball, but it ain't that accurate. To be honest with you, like the pass.
Maybe it was his finger. Hopefully he's got better control of the ball this year because I saw that in that first preseason game, and I said, well, maybe he's just nervous. So he should be a little more relaxed now, and I'm looking for better things. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you go, Ronbo, and
check out that Cardinal game versus Rams.
Yeah.
Now you got me wondering who won that game too.
Yeah. Jimmy's gonna get. There's talks of Jimmy trying to get. I think the Subway's trying to trade for Jimmy or something. I don't know about that.
And not only that, I understand he's trying to buy into the Hooters franchise.
Really? I think they're going Hooters in the U.S. now, Ronbo. I'm pretty sure. I think they're running.
Well, that's the thing.
Is going down, so
he could get that franchise cheap right now because Hooters will sell.
Yep. Well, that's a good business, by the way. I've never been there, by the way. So have a good day,
Ronbo. The food sucks. It really does. But the girls over there doing their thing, and you don't care about the food. Just give me a beer. Yeah. Anyway, I'll tell you what. I'll see you Sunday. Yeah. All right, Jay. Appreciate you, fam. Yeah. Now, how long are these jokes? What was the name of the lady that Jimmy was with last year? What was her name? It was Kiara, right? Remember that video, the TMZ, who was constantly working that situation? Well, I just know that we how did she put it? She did not say that every guy that she's hung out with has been a big success. I think she says because of her, Jimmy G should have the good luck and have great success. That's Brian.
Ronbo?
Hey, Brian.
Are you ready for me this early?
No, I was getting ready to leave, actually. So go ahead. Yeah, it is early, isn't it?
I am so grateful because sometimes when I call, man, I got to wait like 40, 50 minutes. So I'm like, whoa, you're still on. Let me get on real quick. Hey,
well, good to have you.
No, hey, I don't know if everybody heard it or not, but no, Subway traded Jimmy to Togos.
Who? Who?
Subway?
Yeah.
They just traded Jimmy to Togos.
Jimmy, guys, trade me to one of the best taquerias in the area, and I'll stay right here in the Bay. Because we got some great ones around the Bay Area. Oh my God!
Hey,
Brian,
did you? I'm not trying to plug another show, but did you hear me and Rob's bet?
No.
Me and Rob's got a bet on Me and Rob Shoe's got a bet, and if Jimmy gets traded by week 1, I owe him a sandwich, but. I got a feeling, Ronbo, that Jimmy's not going to be traded by week 1. I think Rob's going to owe me a sandwich.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to get that Jimmy Italiano, you know what I'm saying?
that Subway is up and up, and it's just Subway's trying to hurry up and get as much advertising in before Jimmy leaves as they can. They get red hot with Jimmy all of a sudden. That last commercial had me laughing, Mike. Couldn't stop laughing. What the? Oh, God. I mean, I've always eaten Subway sandwiches anyway. I like the tuna. But you know what's really funny, though, Brian? I found out the tuna is not really tuna. They did a good job on that. It tastes like tuna to me. That's
well,
strange.
hey, I'll make it really short. Thanks for having me on, Ronbo. You are the number one channel, dude. You really are. I've been listening to you for a long time. You know that.
Well, thanks,
you
Brian.
allow so many different people to come in and, different expressions, different personalities. You've been chewed out, you've been praised, and you keep coming out. And I'm telling you, honestly, the only two people that I know have been doing this as long as you, well, really the only two people that I've known doing this is you and Grant Cohn. And because of the pandemic, his channel kind of blew up really quick. But Ronbo, you are the GOAT. And, there's been praise and there's been criticism on this channel by players, and you stand by certain players. There's other players you've said no, they need to go, but you always give everybody a platform. You always give everybody a chance to speak, and that's why I'm going to continue to be a Ronbo head. I don't know if that's the Ronbo stands or I don't know how to say it.
I like that, Brian. I'll take it.
But hey, once again, you just keep doing you, and Tony, Lily, everybody here in my family, we appreciate you, and we're gonna keep listening. But
thanks, Tony.
Hey,
thanks, Lily.
Just stay faithful, and keep believing in the Niners. And if you don't trust the process, then that's fine. And it's okay to be cynical and stuff like that. But sometimes if you just sit back and wait, and watch, sometimes magic happens. I think this season,
think
the
about all
defense is good enough. We can really go 12-5. If Trey just plays,
within himself.
I'm gonna say game manager football, and we just within our means, we're gonna win a lot of games.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say it one more time.
Because we know how to
Ronbo.
win.
If we don't beat Ronbo, if we don't beat Seattle, it doesn't matter.
Oh, Brian, you and I, we're the guys sitting over on the other side of the room. While everybody else thinks we're gonna run rompshod over the Hawks, there's you and I sitting over there with our sandwiches, saying, "Listen, guys, you know what?
If we win the Super
Our
Bowl,
expectations are not the Hawks are a problem. It's just something about playing that team. We just got to wait a minute and see if we can get over this." God, I'm sick of them.
If we win the Super Bowl, I'll be super happy. Of course, I'll be super happy.
God,
but if we get swept by the Hawks the year we win the Super Bowl, they're going to still say they own us.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, we
that
got to
would ruin
always
everything.
Got to win. We got to win our division first, and then from there, everything else is possible. But hey,
I just want to be able to, even if we split with the Hawks, I want that beating on the Hawks. I want it to be clear. I want it to be just no question that we're the better team. The Hawks weren't a better team than the 49ers last year, yet the Hawks swept us. Again, these weird things happen during the course of these games when we play the Hawks, and they come out ahead. I say, that's...
And that's why I'm like super upset because, I got a whiteboard in my house. I write everything. I've written on the record for 30-17. I've written down all the Seahawks games from the Niners. The Niners, the first time they played them was in 1976, and I got all the
records
losses,
all the way
all the records down.
Did you pay attention to them back then? They were in the AFC at that time.
Yes, they were, and they were playing the Raiders and the Broncos and all that. And since they came on to our division back in 2003, we've been losing. We've lost 3 years in a row. Then we beat them in 06 twice. 07 they swept us. 08 we split. 09 we split. Then 10. Then we got on a little run between 10 to 12, and then we started losing again. 13 we won one year, one game out of 13. 14 we won twice. We actually played them 3 times in 14 because of the playoff game. Then from 15 all the way to 18, we lost every game.
And found a way.
I'm not trying to be like a bandwagon guy or
it's
rah.
It's
but
true.
It's really sad because with the Seahawks, they have beaten us 30-17. The Rams, we played the Rams 146 times. The Rams 68 times they beat us. We beat them 75 times. We've tied the Rams 3 times. Okay, so we own the Rams, okay? The Cardinals, we played 61 games against the Cardinals. The Cardinals have beat us 29 times. We beat them 32 times. Okay, that's really close. So we could still say, okay, but if you look at the Cardinals' last couple of seasons, even going back to Kaepernick, I mean, when Kaepernick threw those, 4 interceptions or something like that, right there, and they ran it down.
Back to back.
I mean, that's when and then C.J. Beathard lost, and everything else is just so we got to really just focus on the NFC West, and then once we focus on that, we're gonna do great. But I think the defense this year is really good enough to take us to 12-5, And that's what I'm going to keep calling it.
It's like I said, Russell Wilson, he survived with the Legion of Boom, and they took exception to it after a couple of years. But you know what? And that stat you talk about, remember when Alex Smith was, Alex Smith was the last quarterback to beat them in Seattle.
Do you remember the first game that Alex Smith beat the Seahawks in Seattle?
Yeah.
It was a big write-up.
The celebration was
like 4 games or something like that. And he finally went up there and he beat him, and it was like a turning point because they had Sean Alexander and Matt Hasselbeck. And, man, it was like, oh, man, everything started clicking. But, like, poor Alexander, like Sean, not Sean, but, like, Alex Smith. How many different coordinators did he have during his
career? I know. His career could have been way better.
We're on a good path, and if everybody has any faults or anything like that, just hold up and wait and watch because there's good things to come. And just trust the process. I know that sounds like a homer thing to say, but did anybody really think we were going to go to the NFC Championship last year? I know. I just kept saying one game at a time, game at a time.
And especially
I'm not
going
to say we were going to. Anything's possible. And hey, Ronbo, thanks again for having me on, and everybody else, stay faithful, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Brian. Always appreciated.
Thanks.
Give my best to Tony and Lily. All right, fam.
Always.
Have a great night.
Seahawks worse than everybody.
I know. We got to beat them fools, OLS. I'm sick of them. All right, Central Valley kick 37-20. Cardinals 30-23. Rams in the playoffs games 34-11. Rams. Is that right? Oh yeah. What? Have the Rams beat us in the playoffs more than we beat them? Central Valley, I didn't pay. But we beat them always. That's true. Anyway, we just did that. Oh, the Rams have won 8 of the last 10 games against the Seahawks. I know, right? And some of those beatings were like brutal. They just beat hell out of the Hawks. I'd always sit there and love it. And wonder why we can't do that. They're not that kind of good that we make them look like. So that's why I'm still scared of that, not for any other reason than the embarrassment. Got to beat the Hawks this year. Got to. Because then they'll come running back in the chat, and whatever the Rams fans are doing, they will make look. Hey, 49ers, man, you guys can do whatever you want to do. The ownership is still locked up in a Seattle closet where you're never going to get it. We're not going to sell. It ends this year, fam. I know what? Let's stop joking around. They're not that. They're in rebuild mode, and there's no reason for us to lose somewhere else. We are going to be embarrassed. That's just shameful. Anyway, fam, I will see you. Hey, hit that like, please subscribe. Thanks for the contributions tonight, fam. Appreciate it. And we'll see you Sunday. At night! God, I love doing that.